Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411, and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, lollipop blow in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchased with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go, Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show, Big O, no one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning, boys and girls. Ready to rock and roll on a beautiful Thursday. We were set to be at Hialeah Park today, but unfortunately, we are not going to be at Hialeah Park today. We are going to be here in studio. Tomorrow, we will go back to Hialeah Park. Normally, it'll be on Thursdays, but today, we had a little bit of a setback, so we will end up going tomorrow and getting ready and having some fun out there at Hialeah Park. So if you have an opportunity, come on out and join us tomorrow at Hialeah Park, and I appreciate it. And I apologize also if that caused any kind of inconvenience if any of you were going to go out there today. So I am sorry, okay? I have pity on us. Have pity, you know? You got to have pity because we are the CIT, so pity us. The kids are brats, the food is hideous. We're going to smoke and drink and fool around. We're nookie bound. We're the North Star CITs. All right. Did that already. Anyway. So, welcome aboard on a Thursday. We'll have some fun here on the program. We got a lot of things to do, a lot of people to talk to. Joe Shad, by the way, will stop by at 11:30. So we will discuss all things Miami Dolphins with the American Dream Lending at Miami Dolphins report. At 12:30, Anthony Chang is going to join us from the Miami Herald. We'll talk a little basketball, talk a little Miami Heat, which is a beautiful thing. I see JC from New Jersey picked up on it. Anyway, so we will have Anthony Chang at 12:30. I'm working on one more guest here that hopefully we will have here in the on the show. I got a ton of things to talk about. Remember, of course, you can always reach out to us on the text line 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. Don't forget to smash the hell out of the like button. Very important that you smash the hell out of the like button and support us. Once again, yesterday, you guys rocked it. We passed 100,000 downloads again yesterday. 102,000 downloads yesterday. It was like 102,700 or something yesterday. So, 100K twice in a week already. We did it on Monday, and then we did it on Wednesday. So just absolutely amazing. You know, we had a week a couple weeks ago where we averaged 90,000 every day, you know, which is pretty freaking amazing. And now you guys are, helping us hit 100,000 twice already in a week. So I, again, on behalf of Sean, who works his ass off for this show, and myself and Miguel and all the great sponsors, and obviously all of our great insiders that are with us, we really thank you for helping us grow in a big time way. As you see, our proud family of sponsors, and looking for that sponsorship also to grow, hopefully here in the next couple of weeks, as we add a few more sponsors. And of course, if your company, by the way, wants to join our company, if you have out there a company that wants to team up with this platform, which has a large audience in South Florida, now the United States, and even branching out internationally, folks, you can reach out. If you own a business, reach out to us on the text line at 855-912-1056. The email, bigoradioshow at yahoo.com. And if you are a sponsor and you want to team up with us, you can reach out to our office number at 786-754-4664. That's 786-754-4664 if your company wants to partner with us. We'd appreciate it immensely as we continue to try to grow this thing every single day. All right, so you got the agenda. We got Joe Shad at 11:30. We got Anthony Chang at 12:30. We got Sean Stanley, the man, the myth, the legend, driving the program as always. You can also remember, hit that like button, smash that like button, as we like to say, because we need you to smash that like button and help us get that algorithm going on the show. We got Thursday night football tonight, 49ers and Titans. I know we'll be rooting for the Titans. I get it because of the draft pick. And right now, as it stands, Philadelphia has the 11th pick from Miami. Miami has the 23rd pick from San Francisco. That's where they stand on the draft side. So we'll find out if Tannehill and company can get it done tonight against the 49ers. Heat are back in action tonight. We'll talk to Anthony Chang about that against the Pistons at 7:30. Tomorrow, Ira Winderman will join us, as always, and we'll recap this win with Ira. We'll preview this game with Anthony. No Bam, no Butler, no Martin, no Tucker for tonight, so that kind of sucks. But, hey, man, doesn't mean you still got to go out and get revenge tonight, right? Tonight, for the Miami Heat, it's all about revenge. You lost 100-90 to this sorry-ass bunch that is 5-25. And they're 5 because you gave them that 5th win. I don't care how depleted the Heat are or how injured they are, they're still better than the Detroit Pistons. They're better coached. They're a better team with or without the guys that they have, on the IR right now on the sidelines. So you went out there and you took care of Indiana, and whether Indiana is quitting or whatever, that's their problem. But Detroit, it's a 5 stinking win team. You cannot give Detroit another victory. Those are the kind of losses that at the end of the year, if you're worried about, being in one spot or the other, those are the games that you'll look back and say, damn, we gave this one up and that one up and this one up, and this put us in this position now. So you want to avoid it, you got to win today. And you're good enough to win today, and you should be pissed off enough, right? I mean, this team should be pissed off enough. Like, dude, these guys beat us last time. Let's go. Let's get this thing done. Let's not screw around. They took care of business against Indiana. Do the same thing tonight, and don't allow these guys to hang around. And if you take a lead, stomp on them, bro. Go for the jugular. The fun part about all of this, I will say, is watching the development of the young guys. That has been just absolutely outstanding, man. That's been a lot of fun to actually watch. So tonight, 7:30, Pistons and Heat. Let's see if the boys can continue doing their thing. Who was first up? Chapman, of course. Let's see. No, Triana got in, baby. That's right. I think Triana's out in the East Coast now, right? Is that that's what it is? Or is it? No, it's Zaria, the one that's out here in the East Coast, right? He's from San Jose, but he's over here in the East Coast now, right? Or something like that. Triana got in first. How about that? And Zaria is in. Says, good morning, Big O and Sean and Fins Nation from San Jose, California. It's another beautiful Thursday morning, and I am nervous about this game. Don't get nervous, Jamie. Don't win. Relax. Well, relax. Raging Dolphin Maniac in. Thomas Jensen. Michael Cody says, in from Buffalo, New York. Yeah. We got a lot of people up in that area because Raging, aren't you from the Buffalo, Rochester area, all that? Right? I'm pretty sure of that. I mean, that's Lisa is also from that area, so we got our share of folks from that corner of New York that watch and listen and download the show, man. Let's see. Gus 1388. Steve Chapman. Steve Chapman is like sixth or something chiming in. That is wow, that's Chapman. Wow, that's normally you don't allow that many people in front of you, dude. Vaughn 954. Thomas Flores says, "Good morning, Big O. I'm very excited about the next game playing the Saints. We need a game like this to build character." And listen, let's not kid ourselves. Okay? The 6-game winning streak, the 6-game winning streak is nice, right? But mostly it's bad teams. Now, this has been the history of the Dolphins the last quarter century. They're usually better than the dregs of the NFL, but they're not good enough to be a playoff team. And they're usually stuck in the middle. And that's kind of, I did a bit about this years ago. And they're still kind of stuck in the middle right now. You know what I mean? So, if you're going to climb out of the middle, these are the 3 games. These are the measuring sticks, right? The Buffalo win was really good. That was a good win. The Carolina win was half good, right? Because you didn't respect the offense, but the defense, the pass defense was number 1 in the NFL. So it was a good test for Miami offensively. Just like on Monday, this will be an incredible test for Miami's offense going up against New Orleans defense. Really, that's the entire matchup. Because I think Miami's defense is going to win the battle against New Orleans offense. But it's really about Miami's offense either winning the battle or maybe a draw, because then the defense will be the deciding factor. You see what I'm saying? But you can't lose that battle. And so let's all be honest here. It's really measuring stick time now. Okay, so you've proven that you're not the dregs of the NFL, and so far you haven't proven that you're a playoff caliber team in the NFL. Oh, that's right. That's why you're 7-7. That's why this team has hung around 7, 8, 9 wins for so long, because that's what they are. That's what they've been. So this is now a nice test over the next 3 weeks, because you're playing 2 out of 3 playoff teams, correct? Saints are, well, they're kind of a borderline on the outside looking in type of playoff team. But Tennessee has 9 wins, so you figure they'll do enough to win at least one more game and get into the playoffs, right? So Derrick Henry was healthy enough to help them set up for the playoffs, basically. So they should get in. And New England's a playoff team. So you're going to end the season against 2 playoff teams for sure. And now you're playing a team similar to you, a borderline playoff team. You're either just outside looking in, or you'll be barely in, one of the two. That's what New Orleans and Miami are right now. So really, this is what these next 3 weeks are all about. Did these last 6 weeks, were they a product of an easy schedule and you're good enough to beat them? Or is it that, okay, you started off bad, you continued your improvement, now you've won 6 in a row, plus a couple of really, not really tough, but tough contests in Baltimore and Carolina, and you pass those. Now you move on to tougher tests here with the Saints, Tennessee, and New England. So we don't know which one of these what Dolphin team this is. So really, that's what this is all about for the coaching staff, for the offense, for the defense, for Tua, of course, because ultimately quarterbacks are the ones that get the ultimate measuring stick and all of that. Now, Tua could play well and they still could lose. Defense could play well and Tua and the offense could play poorly. You never know. So we're going to find out. Is Coach Flo going to try to piss the game away like he did this last week? Luckily, he was playing the Jets when he was, moronically throwing on third down, and as an imbecile, he goes and has a fake punt on fourth down in the midfield. This is what the next 3 games are. It's a measuring stick. We're going to find out what you accomplished the last 6 games. Is it real, or is it the same old from the last 25 years? That's it. If we're going to be honest with ourselves, that's what we're waiting for. Let's see. Roy Smith is in. Cal Grow is in. Jorge Luis Ochoa says, Buenos dias, Orlando. Thank you, sir. Diaz says, yoo-hoo! Do you think Javon Holland will play this week? Yes, it looks like it. I'm pretty sure he will. Ricky Butts is in. Are you related to Tommy B. Butts Enterprises Jr.? Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises. Say Enterprises Jr. I was going to say. Get that roof fixed. Call Tommy. Michael Cody is in. Chase 1. Thomas Jensen says, sucks that Robert Jones on COVID list. Could use him in the running game. Now he got a couple snaps this past week. Nick Pleggy says, what up? Me and my cousin Michael Cody are here watching instead of working. That's what I love to hear. Corporate time stealing weasels, as the great Jim Mad Dog Mandich used to say. Adam Pinkster says, good morning, everybody. Merry Christmas Eve. Hope everybody has a great and safe Christmas. The Finn's Tailgate says, morning, Jorge Luis Ochoa says, Big O, did you watch Tua mic up? Great leadership. I'm very impressed with the kid so far. I think Tua's terrific, man. Just build up that line, get him a running game, get him another reliable receiver, and get him a real offensive staff, and the kid will be a star. I'm not worried about Tua. I'm more worried about what's around him. That kid has shown me Tua already in 2 years has shown me you can win with him. He can fight adversity. You know, a lot of young quarterbacks haven't really faced a ton of adversity yet. Well, he's faced all kinds of adversity. He hears the criticism from people nationwide and locally. He has to fight getting into the league, overcoming hip surgery. He has to overcome a crappy line and terrible offensive coaches and a right tackle that got him fractured ribs. He has to overcome a fractured knuckle in his throwing hand. He's adjusted to the crappy line and makes quick decisions. I mean, he's shown me all kinds of stuff, right? And then he shows me composure on the field, shows me composure on the sidelines, and then shows me composure in public in the press conferences, dealing with all the Watson buffoonery. I don't know what more test the kid needs to pass anymore. The test that I need to pass now is I need to see better offensive line play. I need to see a better running game. I need to see a better quarterback coach, a better offensive line coach, a better offensive coordinator. You know, I need to see the other stuff. I've already seen enough adversity from Tua. That's it. This past week, he throws a pick six, then he comes back and takes the team down for a score. That's all I need to know. Because plenty of young guys, they screw up the game, and then they can't do anything about it. I need to know, okay, so you screwed up. See, when the running game's working and the offensive line's blocking and your exceptional offensive coordinators calling plays and designing everything, and it makes you look beautiful, that's awesome. A lot of quarterbacks look beautiful. Show me when there's chaos. Show me when it's all screwed up. What can you do? See, I'm watching Tannehill. There's chaos, and his ass folds like a cheap tent. I'm watching this kid. There's chaos, and he's rising above it. That's the difference. Ryan Tannehill will throw that pick six, and then what? Oh, I'm sorry, Derek, can you bail me out? Oh, defense, can you bail me out? No. I need to know, can you then march down the field and get the score? And that's what I've seen from Tua. That's what I never saw from Tannehill for 7 years. Still don't see it in Tennessee either. I'm sure some of you out there that were blind-ass Dolphin fans, now you've kind of understood finally. Oh, no. Oh, hates him. Oh, can't stand him. No, that's not true. I think he's a fantastic young man. I just think he isn't jack crap as a quarterback. He's athletic and he can throw the ball, and yeah, he's a game manager on his best day. So for me, Tua has shown me everything I need to see already with controversy, with, adversity. And all I need now is everybody else to come up, get up to par with him, actually. That's what I need to see. So I'm good with Tua, man. I'm fine with Tua. It's what I'm not fine with is what's around him. That's what I have a problem with. Instead of people that are too focused on the quarterback, you need to focus on everything else around the quarterback. Let's see. What else do we have here? Tom Marcella is in. Chase one says that went right over my head. LOL. Right on. 100K a day is big. Yes, 100K. No, dude. I mean, 30K, 20K is enormous. 100K is just. I don't even know what to say. I mean, Sean and I are just. We have no idea what to say, dude. We don't know. It's just like it just continues to get better and bigger every time, and I know he and I are so happy about this and really blessed, and all it does is inspire us to continue to build this thing up. And the good thing is that I'm running into more and more people every day that either want to be sponsors, people that want to help us build it now, because they see what's going on, so they see the momentum. So it's been a real blessing. Because I told you from the get-go, I can't do it without you guys. Sean can't do it without you guys. Omar can't do it without you guys. Miguel can't do it without you guys. A lot of you don't know Miguel, but he works a lot behind the scenes, a lot of things that we're doing. And so none of us, Ira, Clay, you name it. We just had Cameron join the family, Alan, Joe Shat. None of us can do it alone. We need your help from hitting that like button. Smashing that like button is probably one of the more important things you'll do. Visiting our sponsors, all of that stuff, becoming a sponsor, all of that is going to help us build it up, man. Build it up. This is the show that's going to be at I promise you, drafts, NBA summer leagues, you name it. Major League Baseball hot stove, NFL owners meetings, all that kind of stuff. That's what I want this show to be. At all of these kind of events all over the place. So that way you guys can have the nastiest, sports talk show. Okay? Because that's the thing that's disappeared. Actual sports talk. It's gone. It rarely exists because your hosts, more often than not, aren't willing to work hard enough to create the stories, to create the talk, to try to make you think, to give you the other side of something that you might be thinking the obvious, but you didn't think about this. And that's what we do on our show. And so this is just the start of it. We're only scratching the surface. We're about to finish 5.5 months. So I can't say enough about what everything what all of you are doing out there. Big Drip is in. Tom says, what do you think of the play of Zach S over the last few weeks? Zach S. Damn, I'm farting. I'm brain farting now. Zach S. Who's he talking about, Sean? Zach S. Damn, why am I brain farting now? Do we have a Zach on the
Sealer, right? Zach Sealer?
Zach Sealer? Oh, yes. Or Seiler. No, he's awesome, dude. I'm 2 years. Right? It's been a couple of years of Seiler, Sealer. He's awesome, dude. I love that guy. He's everything that they've done on that line. Christian Wilkins, Seiler, Raekwon Davis, Agba, Jalen Phillips, Van Ginkel helps out. I mean, it's just it's they've built a let me tell you, I wasn't, impressed early on with Butler, and he's improved his play also. They've got a nice front, man. And Zach, oh yeah. Yeah. I apologize for the brain fart. But yeah, I love him, dude. He's fantastic. I hope he goes nowhere, Tom. Hawaiian Punch is in. Big Drip, by the way, says Merry Christmas, everybody. Rosendo says, good morning, Big O Nation. Nothing is more pleasurable than opening our eyes and realizing every day God gives us a chance to try again, of not looking back, to live, smile, and live. Amen to that, Rosendo. Thank you, sir. Sweet Baby Ray says, Big O, is Crow a good value right now? I went up to almost $1 and dropped down to 50 cents. Yes. Yeah. Yeah, now's when you want to buy it, is on a dip. Definitely. Yes. Crow is going to continue to climb. So, yes. I wish you would have gotten in earlier with us when I've been telling you about Crow for like a year now. But that's fine, because you could have gotten in with us when it was like at, 10, 12, 14, 16 cents and all that. But yes, at 50 now, and it's gone up a little bit, right? I believe it's in the 50-something range, right? Let me see. Let me refresh it here, because I think I saw it like at 54 or something like that. If I'm correct, it's up 6.6% right now. And Crow is at 57 now. So yes, it's been parabolic, man. It was down at 53 cents overnight. Now it's up to 57. It will climb. So yes. No doubt. It's a lot of good ones, man. Polygon got all the way up to 270, dropped back down a little bit to 259 now. Told you guys, I've been telling you about Polygon since it was at 74 cents, I believe, is when I told you at Polygon. Yesterday, it hit 270. So from when I told you months ago, it's almost $2. You know what I'm saying? And if you stake it, you're getting 10, 12%. Depends on what kind of card you have on Crow. But I'm just saying, it's pretty cool. Let's see. What else do we have? Richard McLean, again, 1-point win against Saints. Good enough to make me happy. Remember the 1-point win against the Patriots. Bigger no, right? Yes, no doubt. I'll take any win against the Saints. I'm with you, Richard. As long as you win, that's all I care about. Brandon Flood is in. He says he wants a beatdown. Let's see. Ron G says, besides the Ravens, we have beaten scrubs. Saints are a big test to see what kind of team we are, especially with our season on the line. I'm with you. Let's see. Inund or whatever says, I'm in Santa Clara, California. Nice. Let's see. Leon says the Dolphins are going to need Solomon's shield to protect Tua from the Saints D-line. You mean Sloman's shield? Yes. Sloman. Now, see, if the Dolphins would, that might be the best offensive line coach that the Dolphins could hire, which would be the Sloman shield. I mean, listen, have you seen the superhero for Sloman shield? We line up 5 of those dudes. Nobody will ever touch Tua again. It's awesome. I'm with you there. Get a little Sloman shield to protect Tua. I like that, man. That's a really good idea. Either that or we get EJD Construction to build a wall. And that's it. One of the two. Adam Pinkster says defense needs to at least contain Kamara. I'm not afraid of Taysom Hill. I'm with you there. Ron G says, I'm not impressed by Titans at all. Yeah, I know, but they're still better than Miami. Now, I don't fear the quarterback, but they still have a pretty good defense, and they could give Miami's offense trouble. Listen, man, the Jets gave them trouble, so don't get too cocky. Chill out. Relax. Respect any opponent that the Dolphins have to face. The Dolphins aren't good enough to be disrespecting any opponent. Big D says we need new coaches. Jason Dow says, yep. It's like he doesn't know clock management. Why the hell are you throwing on that final drive and not making the Jets use their timeouts? Yeah, I know. Felix Soto in. George Rodriguez. Hearing from other podcasts that there is nothing Tua can do to keep him in Miami. I disagree. Tua is a franchise quarterback. Well, that's because you're listening to the wrong podcasts. Let's just be honest, George. You're listening to the wrong podcast, son. Diego says, GM Big O. Thank you, sir. Not a GM, but thank you. Lewis Jones is in the house. Chase One says, rolling with the windows down. R.I.P. Mandich. AJ Rodriguez in. Ken Sean says, good morning, Big O. I'm hearing Flores and Greer get extended. Big O, so Greer saved Flo's job by talent panning out, essentially overriding dumb play calling and no handle on being likable to coaches. Well, I don't know. I don't know if they're getting extended or not. Not exactly sure. Is that breaking news out there? Somebody report that they got extended? Highly Bread is in. Andy Breakstone is in. How about getting drafted by Jax, Detroit, or the Jets? You know, it's called hell. Let's see. Thomas Burt says, I think Tua's gone no matter what. Even if we keep him with his contract up, he will be gone because of all the hate he has gotten to Miami. If he's good, he's staying. He'll get tagged. He won't go nowhere, dude. Hakeem Muhammad says, good morning, Big O. I now know as a Dolphin fan, we're like the Steelers' wheels. Clowns to the left of us, jokers to the right, stuck in the middle with you. Kind of feels like that, right? Brandon Flood says, watching those CBS announcers this past week after the pick six diminished 2 on the next drive, the score was comedy. If Mac Jones did that, GOAT. Exactly. Tua's AH360, thank you for a love on the super chat. He says, Tua's next test for me is being able to stay on the field for a season. If you're injury prone as a young man, the NFL usually doesn't make it better. Can you argue with that at all? No. Nope. Can't argue with common sense. Thomas says, Tannehill still has no pocket awareness. Never had it, never will. Kind of like 7-Up. Never had it, never will. So, Diego Souza says, trendsetter, I see your vision and look forward to seeing you bigger than ever. Why you want me to get fatter, bro? No, I appreciate you. Thank you, man. I'm joking. Just having some fun. Devin Jordan, thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. He says, good morning, Big O. I'm going to the Titans game. Any places I should eat at while in Nashville? TN, fins up. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we are now going to count on you to give Devin Jordan some advice there on the chat board. Devin is headed to Nashville. Devin, I've never been to Nashville. Dying to go, by the way. Very jealous that you're going to Nashville. Just want you to know that, Devin. Extremely jealous. I mean, I can see one day Sean and myself doing a live show from Main Street at some bar one day. But I'm dying to go. So if any of you out there, if we have any listeners in the Nashville area and you have tips for my man Devin Jordan, please send them in on the text line, okay? I'm sure you can send them in on our Twitter page at Big O Show, and Devin can also check it out there. Alexander Rene Diaz, thank you, sir. A little love on the super chat. He says, now that X has earned another Pro Bowl selection, do you consider him up there with Madison, Vincent, and Surtain? No, definitely not. Definitely not. Definitely not. Professionalism and character. You're going to need that to be alongside those three dudes. Okay? Those three dudes aren't going to make business decisions against Braxton Berrios. Hey, man, listen. Congratulations to X making the Pro Bowl. Okay? I love the fact that he made the Pro Bowl. All right? He's given up a bunch of touchdowns this year. He has made several business decisions because he doesn't want to tackle, no matter how big or small you are. So for me, I was really, really happy that he made the Pro Bowl because this makes it 87 times easier for Chris Greer to trade his ass in the offseason for multiple picks. You know? Hey, don't forget. And listen, I get it. Prisoners of the moment and all that stuff. And fans get caught up in the moment a lot of times, some fans. And they don't really think big picture. They think micro, not macro. And so, they're in the moment. Like I had a couple guys tweet me yesterday. Also, you still want to trade them, this and that. And I'm like, yeah, dude, yeah, I want to trade them now more than ever. Because now you made the Pro Bowl. It's awesome. Now, I didn't get so much into it like I will now. Don't forget, those knees, it's only a matter of time. More scopes, something bigger down the line. So, and he's going to require more money down the line. He's going to be bitching about more money down the line. And as he gets older, he's not going to be more willing to make tackles. So, right now, this is the best thing that could possibly happen for the Miami Dolphins. He's got 4 interceptions, 2 forced fumbles, 2 recovered fumbles, 2 touchdowns. He's had a terrific year stats-wise, right? But if you really watch the games, there's a lot of things you'll see that he's allowed. So there's a lot of good, and then there's a lot of bad, too, in the process. This is the best thing that could possibly happen to the Miami Dolphins. Okay? The guy that's in charge is the guy that drafted X, is the guy that got Minka, is the guy that found Needham, is the guy that found Cousins. Was it Cousins, the kid from last year, right? Is it Cousins or yeah, it is Cousins, right? What else am I missing here? So my point is, and we still don't know if Noah can play or not, but he has an eye for, and Holland too, by the way, he has an eye for secondary talent. You can tell overall. They'll get another corner, man. And maybe this time you'll get one that has, the professionalism of Pat Surtain, the professionalism of Sam Madison, the professionalism of Mr. Vincent. Okay? Maybe you'll do that. He won't have any domestic issues. So, yeah. Right now, there's no domestic issues. The knees are holding up. He just hit another Pro Bowl. He's going to bitch and complain about money again this offseason. I'm telling you, this is the perfect time this offseason to unload before the bomb goes off. Let the bomb go off on another team. So you can sit back and go, wow, we dodged that. Dean Brown says, X is better than Surtain and Madison. Played with 2 safeties deep 80% of the time. X plays in a more aggressive cover defense without safety help, and X plays without a dominant pass rusher like Jason Taylor. All right, Dean, what are you, like 25, bro? Those guys played by themselves on an island. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but they that's how they played. There was no they didn't play any zone. They played on their own. That was why the defense was great, Dean. That's what also allowed Jason Taylor and Trace Armstrong and Lorenzo Bromell and Kenny Mixon and Adewale Agunlie and all of those guys to get sacks because they had Madison and Surtain playing on islands. Not exactly sure if you actually watched the games, Dean. I'm not exactly sure if you're 25 years old. You know what I'm saying? But I'll take Pat Surtain every day and twice on Sundays over X anytime you want, dude. Anytime you want. He can play slot, he can play outside, he won't get arrested, and he was also much more durable. So I'm not exactly sure what you're talking about. But those guys played by themselves on an island. Okay? Huh. Big O, who was a bigger bust? Dion Jordan or Charles Harris? I don't believe that Art of the Sport is actually asking that. Watch the games. If you actually watch the games, you wouldn't be asking that. That's a you obviously did not listen to the shows the last week here. Because you obviously don't know what even Charles Harris is doing this season. Wow. Watch the games, Art of the Sport. Watch the games, my brother. X making the Pro Bowl is making Coach Flores look like a genius right now because it was Flores who wanted to keep X. That's right. That's right. Seems like Jalen Waddle got gipped out of a Pro Bowl selection. Who else, Big O? Any other players from our Finns? Ray, they never give it to you on your first year. So you should know that by now. That's the history of the NFL. Your first year that's impactful, you're not going to get in. So once the kid follows up with it next year, that's when he ends up getting in. And remember, he didn't start off this way either. It got that way gradually as the season went on because he wasn't even a full-time starter at the beginning. So it'll be next year. Holland did not get ripped off by any way, shape, or form. You got to earn your way there. And he did a nice job of opening eyes and having a hell of a year this year. He has to go out and do it again to prove that it's not a fluke, and that's how you deserve a Pro Bowl. You don't deserve really a Pro Bowl on the first time you actually accomplish something. You deserve a Pro Bowl when you have done it over and over again. So when he does it next year, that's when we can say, if he doesn't get selected, then we can say, all right, that's wrong. They left him out. But if he makes it next year, it's kind of right on target. Okay? That's how it's handled. Oh, you were the one that always says anyone can have a one good game, one good season. Big whoop, Charles having a few good games. So did Tannehill. But you just asked. You just asked. See, Art of the Sport. Don't go trying the Trump deal. Okay. When Trump loses every argument, which he loses every argument, and he gets his ass kicked in court all the time. But because when he's losing an argument, he'll then bring something else completely up that has nothing to do with the conversation to throw you completely off. You asked right now, who's a bigger bust, Charles Harris or Dion Jordan? Dion Jordan, at no point in his career so far, has had the kind of season that Charles Harris is having right now. So if you're watching football and following what's going on, the guy has 7.5 sacks. He's tied for 21st in the NFL. Let me see. Charles Harris. He has 7.5 sacks, tied for 21st in the league, 2 forced fumbles, tied for 23rd in the league, is coming off a game this week dominating the Cards with 12 tackles and 1.5 sacks. Okay, so Dion Jordan's never had this kind of a season. Your question, okay, stay on the subject now. Your question was, who's a bigger bust? So if I have to answer that question, then my man, I can't help you. This is not football 101. It's just not. All right. Don't, some of you, I get it, bro. If you're in a discussion, stay in the discussion and then just accept it. That's what you're supposed to do, art of the sport. Oh, no, I got you. I see what you're saying. You're right. You're right. Obviously, Charles Harris is a much better player right now than Dion Jordan ever has been so far. But, whatever. Big O, you disagreed with me because you misunderstood what I said. I said I would keep Flores if he's winning, and he is make adjustments like coaching changes, not his play calling decision. Rosendo, I talked about this yesterday. I mean, we get into this every freaking day now. Okay. I already talked about this yesterday. I'm not falling for the banana in the tailpipe. These 6 games don't mean jack shit to me. I'm not here to tell you Flores is keeping the ship together and this and that, like what Jerome Baker was talking about. Oh, we trust Flores and he trusts us and all that BS and all that crap. I'm not believing in any of that. All of that is garbage to me. The 6-game winning streak is fantastic. It's fun. It's all of that. But in the big picture, it doesn't mean anything to me because you still went 1-7. And in this game this past week, what you did midfield late in that game showed me that it's just they're overcoming you and your coaching staff. You're not the difference maker. The players are. The front office is. Okay? I'm not here to sit here and blow wind of Brian Flores' ass or this coaching staff. I'm sorry. I don't believe it. And as I gave you examples yesterday, I talked about this yesterday over and over again. Okay? For those of you, that you're all gung-ho and caught up in the moment and all this silliness of this 6-game winning streak and thinking that, oh my God, Flores is this incredible difference maker. I put it up in this tweet 2 days ago. Okay. And you know what? Let me retweet it. I guess we get into this all the time. In 2005, Saban started 3-7 and went 9-7 after winning 6 games. What did it mean after that? Nothing. In 2008, Sperano started 2-4, then went 9-1 to finish the season and go 11-5. What did it mean? Did it mean Sperano really was so great? And no, I got lucky, bro. They got a wildcat. Pennington didn't turn over the ball. It wasn't because they were geniuses or anything like that. Players overcame mediocre coaches. In 2016, speaking of mediocre, we were all fooled, including yours truly, with Adam Gase. 1-4, then went 9-2 to finish 10-6. And like an idiot that I was heaping praises on him too for that. I'm not doing it anymore. I was fooled with Sperano. I was fooled with Saban. I was fooled with Gase. I'm tired of it. I'm done with that. I'm not getting fooled because you're completely incompetent, and then all of a sudden you're trying to make up for your incompetence. Sorry. So you want to be a prisoner of the moment, you go ahead and be a prisoner of the moment. But yours truly here, I'm not going to be a prisoner of the moment. So that's my point, Rosendo. I don't care what's going on right now. The players are bailing these coaches out. The front office is bailing these coaches out. That's what's going on. So that's where you and I are going to disagree. If you have any kind of praise for Flo, or if you want to fall for the banana in the tailpipe that Jerome Baker was spewing yesterday, then you could go ahead and do it, my man. But I've seen this movie before. I've watched this movie before. And I know how it ends. You know what I'm saying? So I'm sorry. I apologize if I'm not in the same area as some of you guys are with your enthusiasm about like this coaching staff is turning something around or nothing. I praise the players. I praise the hell out of Tua. I praise the hell out of Jalen Waddle. I praise the hell out of Jalen Phillips. That it's the coach was playing him wrong at the beginning of the year. Instead of, what is it? What does he have, 8.5 sacks? He should have 11 sacks by now if Flo actually played him like he's playing him from the get-go. And Jerome Baker, if he would have played him instead of in the middle, which everybody knows that Jerome Baker is not a middle linebacker, not a thumper, but, now he plays him on the outside. And please. I just, there's just so many examples, and it's staring at us all in the face. And I've repeated them over and over and over again. And it's just one of those things that we're not anywhere in the same realm when we talk about this coaching staff. And I'll keep reiterating this. If Chris Grier and his staff want to be here long term, they better get themselves new coaches. And if they don't get new coaches and they bring this guy back next year, same thing that's happened with these other guys in the past will happen with Philbin. I mean, with Cam Flo. Same thing's going to end up happening. You haven't found anything special there. You were fooled, and so was I. But at least I'm willing to admit that I got fooled. Okay? And I'm willing to understand I got fooled, and no, change has to be made. That's all. I got fooled with Gase the same way, man. Oh, yeah, no, tough guy, yeah. Leave the running back home and all that and overcome and all that. And in the end, he wasn't a guy that was good with people. Guess what's happening again? So, you know what I mean? So, Rosendo says, Big O, all respect. I see your point. So, that's where we're at now with that. You know what? Do me a favor. Give me 30 seconds, please. Sean, por favor, give me 30 seconds here right now.
South Florida's premier law enforcement agency is now hiring individuals like you. The Fort Lauderdale Police Department is now accepting applications for non-certified and certified police officer positions. Minimum requirements and qualifications can be found at flpdjobs.com. That's flpdjobs.com. Are you ready? The city of Fort Lauderdale is an equal opportunity employer.
All right. There we go. Danny says, Big O, here's the deal. This was never going to be a playoff year. To a second next year is supposed to be the year. Finns, not the front office, want to change yet. Flo gets one more year. Yeah, no, I know that that's probably the case. That doesn't. I've seen this mistake made before. So, whatever. Well, time will answer all of it, bro. Gase was an offensive coordinator, and he never gave us a good offense. At least Flo gave us a good defense every year. Oh, you mean like Dave Wannstedt? I've watched this story before, my man. I've watched it. Big deal. So Jason Taylor was Defensive Player of the Year for Saban. Couldn't figure out the offense. Wanstead, he inherited a great defense. He added more things to the defense, like Agunlier. Did they figure out the offense? No. I've watched this story before. You know, there was a decent defense in the Sperano year also. Did they figure out the offense? No. I always and every time this conversation comes up, Joe Fan, like this guy that just said this, comes up with half a coach every time. You notice that, right? This happens all the time. The guy comes up with the comment for the half a coach. Well, at least he gave us a defense. So what? So did Jimmy. Did he figure out the offense? No. What Jimmy did was destroy the offense. And then once they got the defense and never figured out the offense. And then in the Parcells years, they were loaded. They had a whole bunch of D linemen. And they actually loaded up that defense. They had a bunch of guys on that defense. Did they figure out the offense? No. It's hilarious. It's like some of you Dolphin fans, like you see the same shit happening over and over again, and you don't realize it. It's freaking amazing. Like this last guy. Well, at least he gave us a great defense. Dude, that's been going on for 20 years. What the hell's the difference? In fact, I've seen better defenses than this one that didn't have an offense. That's entertaining as hell, man. God, that is entertaining as hell. Carlos Herrera says, you brought up Gase. I'm just saying he's not Gase. You don't get the point, dude. Wow. When I brought up Gase was that he doesn't get along with people. Cojones, brother. You know. Wow. Holy crap, dude. Pay attention. Listen to what the host is talking about. Don't create your own conversation. Don't go talking about something else that has nothing to do with the conversation. So when you ask who's a bigger bust between two players, don't go bringing up anything else. You asked that question, I answered it. Yeah. Lenny Pena says, worst mistake Flo did was get rid of Changeli. He had the right OC to handle the offense, but half the coaches will always be half coaches. Exactly. And that's the problem. That's the problem. George says, Orlando, remember your heart, bud. I get that, bro. I get that, but it's just like, my God, people don't listen sometimes. It's like, pay attention, dude. Pay attention to what I'm actually talking about. And then when you ask me a question and I answer the question, don't go going to another because you didn't like the answer. It's like, damn, dude. Can we talk Spider-Man? We cannot talk Spider-Man, Ryan. People haven't watched it, bro. We have to be considerate. It's funny because I'm talking Spider-Man yesterday towards the end of the show, and my wife, she pops her head in the door, and she's like, with her eyes open, like, don't say anything. And I'm like, you don't say anything. You know, I'm trying to keep it very general. I don't want to be specific and give away anything because I don't want to ruin it for some of you out there. And now Ryan wants us to ruin it for everybody. Talk Spider-Man. Right, we got to wait at least, I don't know, what is a good time to wait for a new movie to come out? At least a month or two, right? You got to give it a couple months, man. We don't want to do that to people and ruin their opportunity. They're like, oh, man, told me everything that went on in Spider-Man. It was entertaining. That's all I can tell you. I enjoyed it. I'm not going to tell you it's the greatest movie, greatest superhero movie of all time and all that kind of stuff, but it was good. It was entertaining. You will laugh. You might cry a little bit. You know what I mean? It's got some decent plot twists to it. You know, it's pretty cool. It's pretty cool. John Locke. Isn't John Locke the guy on Lost? Wasn't his name John Locke? The guy that was like, he was in a wheelchair, but then when he got on the island, he was able to walk, right? I like Lost. I enjoyed it. But by season 4, when the island started to disappear and polar bears started to show up and all that, it kind of jumped the shark, and I was like, I'm done. I'm out of here. It was kind of like Heroes, right? It was called Heroes. Save the cheerleader, save the world. Couple seasons in, it kind of lost it. It kind of jumped the shark too, and I was kind of out. But John Locke says, good morning. Did you watch the mic'd up video of Tua on the Finns YouTube channel? If so, what do you think of him? And if not, could you play it live now and give your opinion about it to us? I don't know. We probably would get in trouble playing it, wouldn't we, Sean? Is it a dolphin thing? Let's play it for people. Okay, let's do this. Sean will get it, and we'll start hour number 2, and we'll talk about it, okay? At 11:30, by the way, speaking of the Dolphins, Joe Shad will join us with our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. You're tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Offense to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show on the radio, the top.
Have you viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyAccess.com, Media Group Inc. ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty, we are ready. We are ready to rock and roll. By the way, we just got confirmation Mike Triplett, ESPN NFL Nation reporter covering the Saints, will join us at noon. So the show will get hot and heavy in the second half. At the bottom of the hour at 11:30, Joe Shad will join us with our American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report. At noon, Mike Triplett covering the Saints for ESPN NFL Nation will stop by. And then at 12:30, Anthony Chang of the Miami Herald will stop by. We'll talk a little Heat and a little Heat Pistons tonight. There we go. It's a beautiful thing. All right. Let's see what we got here. You got it for me? Let's bring up the video. Let's get that locked and loaded. He'll take me out of the video so there's no echo effect to the whole deal. So here is Tua mic'd up. For those of you that did not see it, here's your opportunity to see Tua mic'd up this past week and how he handles everything. It's a pretty cool video. Go ahead.
It's a warm winter, huh? It's a warm winter. Mance, activated, huh?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What up, Beats?
Look at us, all
Hey.
blues, baby.
Let's go. Let's go. Let's go today now. Those are some pretty nice shoes, huh? Some pretty nice shoes. Some nice shoes, huh? I like your shoes. Mr. Tober, how you doing?
I'm great, man. How are
Doing
you?
good, doing good. Yep. Come on.
Let's go, baby.
Yep. All right, baby. Let's go. Let's go. Starts with me and you now. Let's go. Hey, listen up. Right here, one play at a time. Don't worry about any other play. Ready? Listen.
So here comes the field goal unit. So the Jets with a 10-0 lead.
Hey, we got a lot more football. Come on. A lot more football, baby. Hey, we just got to go pull one together. We just got to go pull one together. We just got to go pull one together, baby.
Take it one play at a time.
Yes, sir.
All right?
Yep.
We're going to get right back in this.
Yep, yep.
It is second and goal off the right side to the end zone. Touchdown, Duke Johnson.
That's the one you needed right now. Yes, sir.
All right, one at a time.
Yep.
All right, nice job.
Yep. We got to go back out and put another one together. Yep. Another drive. Another drive, baby. Yep. Another drive, baby. What is that?
It is second and goal off the right side to the end zone. Touchdown, Duke Johnson.
Go, baby. Hey, Mike. Great job, baby. Great job, Deets. Hey, good play. There you go, baby. Good job, babe. Good job. Good job, babe.
Here's a 36.
Diddy. What is that?
Tua going to throw it other side of the field, and it is caught across midfield. Isaiah Ford for the first down.
I see you, boy. Good grab, boy.
Got one hand, Phil?
You caught that one hand?
Got one hand?
Zay, no, you did it. You did? Oh.
Tua with time, and now going to pull it down and run. Inside the 40 and goes over a tackler.
Oh. It happened quick. It happened quick. Hey. Oh, no.
Ran him over.
Big body. Big body. Hey. Turn it to a fullback.
All right, Jerome Bettis.
Hey, that's what I used to do in high school. Not anymore, though.
Coach is just going to go with his gut feeling. Jacoby Brissett is in. And that last surge might have done it.
That was a big third down or fourth down right there. Oh, big time. Okay.
Ain't a lot of push.
Okay.
Ain't a lot of push.
Is that?
Tua on the move. Gonna keep it. Uses the block and gets out of bounds at about the 25-yard line.
Punch it in. Punch it in. Ready? Is it?
Tua throwing. Touchdown. Christian Wilkins.
That boy caught that nice. Yeah, no, you. I don't want to touch yours. Thanks. Nah, I don't want to touch yours. I'm done with it. Hey, listen up, listen up. We need this.
On 3rd and 9. Quick slant. Parker. Touchdown.
Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Ah! Let's go! Hey! Let's go, baby! Let's go! Let's go! Let's go! Job looking in.
The Miami Dolphins about to win their 6th in a row, first time since 2016.
Great game, man. Much respect. Much respect. Great game, man. Appreciate it, man. Thank you. You too. Goose, you didn't think I remember you?
You had to run my boy over.
Nah, hey. Hey. Best of luck, man. Hell of a job battling out there, man. Much respect. Much respect. Appreciate it. Yep, you too. Thanks. Oh, tough win, man. Tough win, but we got one. Here we go. You guys have a good one. Thanks.
There you go. He communicates. He's likable. He's respectful. He, I think, will set you up even with referees to get favorable calls because he's not going to be the guy that's going to act like a dick. So I think he'll be able to win people over. By the way, I have one answer for him. It's 2 words. When he said warm winter, I just say global warming. You say warm winter, I say global warming. Anyway, just to kind of help. But it is, as NorCal would say, it is a great video. It just shows that the kid's a leader. He's a winner. I just wish that people would have a little bit more patience and take some time to appreciate this kind of stuff. Look, the show kind of started at the beginning or in the first hour when somebody said, when they were comparing X to Madison and Surtain. And to me, it was like, it's kind of insulting in a way. You know what I mean? These are guys that had like really long careers and were impeccable people also, you know what I mean? Pure professionals. Whereas I don't think X is a professional at times. You know what I mean? So I kind of found it absurd. I get what you're saying. You're comparing the talents, but the all-around player and durability and everything, leadership, everything, give me those guys any day of the week. Troy Vincent or X, give me Troy Vincent. Sam Madison or Pat Surtain or X, give me those guys any day of the week. And then with Tua, there's so many of these quarterbacks out there that are immature. And a lot of you're so in love, you're size queens. Oh no, he's got to be 6'5". He's got to have a rocket arm because that guarantees you that he'll be a better quarterback, which it's not true. And so many of you have made this preconceived notion of what a real quarterback looks like in your eyes, that it's like, if you look like Tua, no, there's no way you can be a quarterback. Yet there are people in the Hall of Fame that look like Tua. So, it's just the weirdest. It's just one of the oddest dynamics I've ever seen. It's not so much whether you think he's a good quarterback or not. It just there has to be more to it in this discussion. And it's so odd. And when you look at him, he's smart. He's got great leadership qualities. And then as a quarterback, his arm is more than strong enough to make most any throw you need to make. But he's accurate. The ball placement is sick. The anticipatory skills are sick. So why would you not have a little more patience and allow a young man who has a great foundation as a human being to kind of grow up into this position? He's not a me guy. He's not looking for all the attention. He's not out like Johnny Manziel drinking and enjoying, half the town. You know what I mean? And so we're talking about a kid that is built the right way to be a franchise quarterback, physically and mentally and socially too, by the way. I think it sells a lot to your team, to your coaches, to the media, to the fans when a guy not only can play, but it also helps if he's also the great individual too at the same time. Doesn't mean, okay, anybody will take the jerk that can ball out. Okay. All right. Because that athlete has existed in all sports. All right. Because we can name some really, really good players that were complete assholes. Okay. We all can name those kind of guys. I mean, Moises Alou, I wouldn't want to deal with him if he was stuck to the bottom of my shoe. Okay? That's what I think of Moises Alou. All right? I think he's a piece of crap. Now, if I built a baseball team, I want Moises Alou on my team. I'll just pay him and never have to deal with him, and he can go his merry way, and I don't really give a crap about him. Okay? Because he was one clutch some bitch. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not telling you that you can't live with the unorthodox person. My Lord, look at Aaron Rodgers. God, talk about just weird. You know what I'm saying? I'm sure that guy doesn't really get along with most of his teammates. I'm sure most of his teammates don't even hang out with the guy, or maybe not even like the guy, but they love that he can ball out, dude. So don't get me wrong, okay? The jerk has always been in sports, and there's plenty of jerks that were really, 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 really good players. Okay. But if you can get the guy that also is a great human being and a great player, i.e. Joe Montana, i.e. Russell Wilson, i.e. Tony Gwynn, you know what I'm saying? When you can get that guy, then, hey, man, it's much better for your organization. I think the Dolphins have that guy in Tua. I really do. I just think he obviously needs to win a certain group of you over there that you have just absolutely given up on the kid for whatever reasons. Most of them are all wrong, but for whatever reasons, you've given up on him, and he has to do a lot more to win that group of people over. But man, it is just it is a very Tim Tebow like situation. It really is. And I think it's because, like Tebow, this kid is like a perfect human being. And I know it's hard to say perfect human beings. They don't exist. But damn, dude, did you ever meet Cal Ripken? Did you ever meet Russell Wilson? Did you ever meet Tim Tebow? God, bro, those guys are pretty damn close to perfect. It's like it's the Derek Jeter. I don't know if he's ever going to be a perfect baseball owner, but as a human being, he's a phenomenal human being. And he was in the highest of spotlights, and he handled it like a champ, dude. Joe Montana was the same way, just handled it like a champ. It's just certain people have that gift, and they can do it, and he has that gift. And I think a lot of people he wins over because he's going to be professional about everything and anything that crosses his path. You and I, most of us, we're imperfect. and we will lose our cool, and we're not going to handle everything the right way, and we won't have the same kind of patience, and it all, and when sometimes adversity hits, we may handle it differently and all that kind of stuff. Not these kind of people. They're just amazing. And I think that Tua's kind of that dude, and that's why he wins a lot of people over. I know he wins me over because I truly believe he can play. I truly believe he can be a great quarterback in this league. But he also wins me over because I know he's going to be a great human being too. And that's pretty cool also. I don't need to find out about the quarterback writing bad checks and gambling his life away like Art Schlichter. See what I'm saying? I don't need a quarterback that is, you know, some drink Gatorade. He wants to have purple drank, right? Is that what it was called? Purple drank or whatever, that codeine and Tylenol crap and all that. Jamarcus Russell, and gaining 800 pounds. I don't need my quarterback being a guy that needs to go get massages from strange women all over the place and ends up with, 400 lawsuits. I kind of like my quarterback to, follow the rules, be a decent human being, represent the organization, be a good representative for kids. You know what I mean? I kind of would like my quarterback to be that guy. And Tua is none of those guys that I just mentioned. So if he can play the game, then you've got the perfect player. So why not root for this guy? Those of you that don't believe in him, those of you that doubt him, why not give him a better chance? Why not give him some support? You know what I mean? And how do you not admire all the adversity he's already fought through? He's fought through more adversity than Mac Jones and what's it called? Justin Herbert. Those two guys haven't even faced a fraction of the adversity that he's faced so far. And we don't know how they would handle that kind of adversity. So, whatever, man. It's a great video. I'm glad all of you got to see it. I think he's a fantastic young man. I really do. John Locke says, actually, Will Smith recently did the QB workout with Tua on his channel. Yeah, I saw that whole thing with Will Smith. NorCal says the Positive Porpoise has a huge party set up in Nashville Saturday night at the Hilton Hotel. Huge tailgate, walking distance from the stadium. Look up Danny Johnson on Facebook. You got that, folks? Look up Danny Johnson on Facebook. That's what NorCal says. Wear your damn mask. All right, folks? Start wearing your mask. This thing is spreading like wildfire. Even if you're vaccinated and boosted like I am, put your mask on. Okay? I am starting now to wear my mask everywhere I go. Tomorrow at Hialeah Park, I'll broadcast without it. But the second I get up and have to walk anywhere, then I'm gonna have it on. I'm gonna put it on. So I'm gonna have my mask with me from now on. I'm not gonna wear it for the show, so it doesn't get the whole muzzling effect. But I am going to start now wearing it again everywhere I go, anywhere I go now. It's just we're back to it, unfortunately, and it's getting bad once again, and hospitals are getting overloaded once again. So please, folks, I don't want to go back to, listen, I never was stuck at home throughout the whole thing. Those of you that have been following this show since it started 2 years ago, in the height of the pandemic, I was doing 3 to 4 remotes a week. You know what I mean? Now, I washed my hands, I kept my distance, I wore my mask, I was fine. I'm always fine if you follow the rules more. It's not that you can't get it, you can still get it. But there's a good chance you can avoid it at least. thank the Lord, knock on wood, for Micah, whatever the hell this crap is or whatever, that I have not caught it yet. Jay Hurd says, Big O, if you were hiring a new OC O-line coach, who would be in your top 3? I don't know who's available, Jay. I don't have the list in front of me, my man. I'm not smart enough right now to know who's available and who will come here. See, that's the other thing that somebody asked me a little while ago, what do you think of Joe Brady? I saw on the list there, but I think I was on a break or playing something or whatever. And the problem is, it's not what I think. It's what do they think? So, because he has no established coaches. So can he get an established coach to come here? Can he get a proven offensive coordinator to come here and work for him? That's the question. I don't know. That's your bigger issue. All his coaches are either college or high school coaches. He doesn't have anybody of pedigree in the NFL. He has a couple guys that have coached, like Pepe Le Pew was an assistant O-line coach with the Raiders. He wasn't the O-line coach, but he was the assistant. But he doesn't have like a long-term resume in the NFL either, only a couple years. And a lot of the coaches have very little experience. He doesn't have any grizzled veterans on that staff. And you wonder why. Because if you're a young coach, you should surround yourself with a whole bunch of experience to help you, since you're a young coach, to guide you. It's really odd that he hasn't, done any of that. Kind of tells you what I've been telling you. He walks around that he knows everything. NorCal, by the way, says, don't puff, puff, give at the FinFan in Nashville. In fact, just wear your mask, please. If you guys are going to be all bunched up, wear your mask. Okay? Please. WZG says, I am good on the mask. I am vaccinated, and Sleepy Joe isn't going to fearmonger me into wearing one. Yes, let's politicize it. Big O, many blessings. Hope you are feeling better and healthier, says Anthony. How's your sleeping? You ready for Cobra Kai season 4? That's the best film franchise continuation of the series. It is fun. It is good. And feeling good. Sleeping all right. I got to say, I'm sleeping all right. I am attesting that masks cannot prevent dust with hundreds of experiences. That proves this. Wash your hands is the key. Everything is the key. Wearing a mask helps. Wearing washing your hands helps. If masks didn't help, why do you think nurses wear it? Huh? Why do you think nurses and doctors have been wearing it for 100 years? It works. You guys can, you guys want to politicize it or whatever, it's going to work. Is it perfect? Of course not. There's nothing perfect. Now, there's no vaccine that's perfect. There's nothing perfect. Maybe Tim Tebow, that's it. It's the only thing perfect. Outside of that, everything else is somewhat broken. Let's see. Best Christmas gift this year, a win over the Saints. Let's see. Appreciate your honesty, Big O. Well, we try. What can I tell you? It's not the easiest thing to be honest at times. It's almost better to be, pom radio show. I'm still pouring concrete up here in Pennsylvania. Latest season in years. Climate changing for sure. No, I mean, all you got to do is look around. When a tornado runs for 200 miles, it's a problem. If you have to catch it, this is the one to catch. Vaxxed or not, this is the mildest version. Vitamin D and zinc also. It is now endemic. This isn't polio. You are not going to make this disappear. No, eventually it'll go away, but it's hopefully it morphs into less and less is what would be nice. You know what I mean? Let's see, what else do we have here? Ricardo Cuchican, thank you for a little love on the super chat. He says, great, only way we keep flow, I suddenly off coach becomes great. Oh, the off coach, you mean off season, or offensive coach becomes great. Next 3 wins plus 30. Santa is the parents. Okay. So Ricardo wants to ruin it for kids out there that Santa is your parents. And let me tell you, Joe Shad's coming up, and you just ruined Christmas for Joe Shad because he believes in Santa in a big time way. And now you're telling him that parents are Santa. That's just, you've ruined Christmas for Joe. I'm telling you. Now the holidays, it's not the same ever again for Joe. And many other people out there, you've ruined it for them. They all thought Santa was real. I saw Joe cooking up, baking the cookies and everything. Anyway, Rafael Luciano, thank you, sir, for a little love on the super chat. Says, Big O, I send you a video on your text line about Peyton Manning talking about Tua is great. Yeah, I saw that also. That was actually very good, too. Yeah, Tua getting a little love around. We'll see. Now, next 3 weeks, we'll see what kind of love he gets. That'll be the test, right? All right, let's talk to the man, the myth, the legend that is Joe Shad and our American Dream Lending, AmericanDreamLending.com Miami Dolphins report.
Dolphins fans, buckle up. It's time for the American Dream Lending Miami Dolphins report with Joe Shad. When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. Call them at 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com. Here's Joe Shad with today's edition of the American Dream Lending report.
Oh, Shad, baby. He is ready. He is locked and loaded. How you feeling, man? You're a little depressed there finding out that Santa's the parents?
I will not believe that until
there you go.
I see evidence that proves otherwise.
Keep the faith, bro. Keep the faith. That's it. That's what you've got to do. Definitely. No doubt about it. X making the Pro Bowl. How about that? I heard the bonus comes out of your check. Is that true?
The Dolphins, let's give them a little credit here for what they did in terms of adjusting Xavier Howard's contract before the season. That was unprecedented considering the number of years that were left on X's contract. But, I mean, Big O, we know this guy is by far their best player, by far their most talented player. He's a player who's going to go down as one of the all-time Dolphins greats. He's on a Hall of Fame track. And I like that X was candid earlier this year. He said, I didn't have a great start. He gave up a few too many passes and a few too many touchdowns in a couple of notably bad performances. May have been a little rust. He missed some time as they were working out that contract situation. And the Dolphins stated that he had an injury. But he's played real well in the last 3, 4, 5 weeks. During this 6-game win streak, actually, he's just been shut down. Other teams don't even bother throwing in that direction, and that affects the entire defense.
Yeah, no, there's no doubt. For me, the best part about it is now it'll make it a lot easier for Chris to trade him in the offseason, adding the Pro Bowl there. So that might bring an extra pick in the offseason for
Well, would you do the 2 first-rounders? Would you do that?
Oh, I'd trade him in a heartbeat.
Why?
Yeah, you're going to have to deal with the money again. The knees, it's only a matter of time, my brother. Those knees are going to give out. You can't have that many scopes.
But I don't like the 1 first-rounder. I like the 2 first-rounders.
That's the beauty of the Pro Bowl now. He got the 10 interceptions, and now he backs it up with a Pro Bowl season. Maybe he picks another 1 or 2 by the end of the year. That sets up the value. Now you can get yourself a couple of picks. And one of the things that I like about Chris Greer, if you look at his history, he's had a lot of success with secondary guys. Okay. I mean, I don't think anybody in the NFL has done a better job at picking two young safeties in Fitzpatrick and then now, Holland. You know what I mean? Found Jones, got was it Cousins that they let go last year? What's his name? Was it Cousins? Not Cousins. What's his name? The McCain, Bobby McCain. Found Needham. We don't know if Iggy can play or not, but he found X. You know what I mean? So this is a guy that
So
knows
if I were to say to
secondary
you, Big O, you're going to get 2 1s for Xavier Howard,
right now.
but you have to start Noah Igbenogany at least 14 games at outside corner next year. That's the deal. Igbenogany is locked in at 14 games. Would you do that?
Of course I would, because I'm going to
Wow.
draft another corner.
Yeah, but
Just
no,
like
that's not the deal. The deal is
No.
Igbenogany starts 14 games. Would you still do it?
Yeah, yes, but again, Joe, why did they draft monogamy? Because X was in the middle of a domestic issue and a knee injury, so they had to draft the insurance policy, because that's what you do. You have some foresight, and so again, if you're going to start Noah, the foresight is you still have to make another investment in a corner, whether it's a veteran or a draft pick. But you're going to need somebody else, because eventually you're going to get rid of Byron Jones also, down the line. So
What if the Dolphins already know that Damon Arnett is better than Noah Igbenogany? What if they already know that?
I don't think they know that, because they don't know if Damon Arnett's problem more is about maturity and mentality. That's why he was a failure. That's why he was overrated at Ohio State. And that's why he's been a failure with the Raiders. If Damon Arnett does not grow up, he will have no shot at succeeding. So the Dolphins don't know if he's going to succeed, and they cannot take a chance on a player that they don't know if he's matured. And only time is going to answer whether Damon Arnett decides to stop being a freaking punk. So when he decides to stop being a punk, then maybe he can be a professional. But as long as Arnett wants to be a punk,
bank
he
on
has
the
no
likes of
chance to
Damon
be a
Arnett.
professional. I mean,
Damon Arnett's gravy. If Damon
Right,
Arnett turns out to be, if Damon Arnett, gets things on the straight and narrow, then he's ideally on your roster as a, top backup corner, not a starter. You can't, until he proves that you can trust him. I agree with you.
Years ago, I'm at the Dolphin Stadium with the late, great Jim Mandich. Jimmy Cephalo's there. Joe Rose is there. The Dolphin contingent is there, and then there's about 2,000 fans. So we're doing the draft, and I'm playing the Kuiper role like I normally play with everybody there at QAM. They draft a young man by the name of oh damn it! Now I'm brain farting now.
The Oregon kid?
No, I gotta call my grandma.
Come on, Vontae Davis?
Vontae Davis. So they draft Vontae Davis. And so they go to me, what do you think, Oh? And I go, the kid's got a bunch of talent, but he's incredibly immature, because scouts were telling me about the crap he was pulling in Illinois, And so his brother sent him money his senior year. He had like 50 grand. He would tell coaches at Illinois, I'm playing for Sundays, not Saturdays, all this kind of stuff. So I knew all about all this stuff. I didn't talk about it that day of the draft, because at that time I didn't want to reveal any of that kind of information. I revealed it years later. But so I knew it. And I said, if he's ever going to become a player, he's got to grow up. And what was Vontae's problem? Was maturity the entire time. So the Dolphins have themselves another guy that has talent, but until they find out that he grew up, they're not going to know if he can actually play. So that's why I tell you that in your scenario, knowing what he's going to do already, I kind of figured it now. He's going to plan ahead. He's going to plan ahead with a tight end. He'll plan ahead with a corner. He'll plan ahead with another position, because that's what they do. So I think that in your scenario, they're going to want to find out if Iggy can play, but they're not stupid. They're not going to have an insurance policy that's not going to be ready.
To play devil's advocate, Chris Greer once told a story about how Laramie Tunsil walked into his office and said, wow, I'd trade me for that.
Exactly.
Now, but here's the problem. The problem is the Dolphins haven't come up with a left tackle anywhere near the caliber of a Laramie Tunsil. And so I ask you, do we think in retrospect, maybe they should have just kept Tunsil?
Let me ask you, when was the last time they picked top 5 again so they can get a Laramie Tunsil? Because Laramie Tunsil was a top 5 pick. He just happened to have a bong mask and fell to 13. You don't get Laramie Tunsil at 13. So the next time
but the point is,
5,
when you made a decision to move on from this guy, you obviously, as you have been saying, had a plan. Well, the plan was Austin Jackson. The plan was Liam Eichenberg. The plan was Robert Hunt. So, it hasn't worked out yet. We'll see.
And how do we know that Eichenberg is not going to end up working out and Hunt's not going to work out? We're giving up on people that haven't had an opportunity to prove themselves.
No, I'm just saying we already have all the evidence to know that none of those 3 guys is ever going to be Laramie Tunsil. We know that.
Okay, I see that. Yes, you're correct. You're correct. But that doesn't mean you can't find another one down the line. You can't draft
another first-round pick on a tackle.
No, he might be a second-round pick that ends up becoming an absolute stud. You don't know that. I'm just saying that doesn't mean you can't draft others. Look, Joe, I still believe in my heart of hearts that the bigger problem is that they don't have a coach. If they had a grizzled, experienced, kick-ass offensive line, if Tom Cable was here, we would be impressed with 2 or 3 of these guys.
Now, listen, the Dolphins' offensive line has been a travesty and a catastrophe over the course of the season. But it is also true that there has been small progress made in the last 5 weeks. Liam Eichenberg has made some improvements. Austin Jackson has made some improvements. Not saying that they're Pro Bowl caliber, but they have. Let's give credit where credit is due, and we'll see what happens in these last 3 games. On Monday night, Big O, there's a problem. The Saints, assuming these guys are COVID-free, they have Cam Jordan, and then they have the first rounder from UTSA. I forget his name, but
Davenport. Marcus
Davenport.
Yes,
okay.
Sir.
These guys are a different caliber of pass rusher. And so, let's all hope that Jesse Davis and Liam Eichenberg are up for the task. They're going to need some help. One of the things you've seen is the Dolphins using 4 men to stop 2. And I think you're going to need 4 men to stop those 2 on Monday night.
Well, hearing that Robert Jones got placed on COVID, that's a little disappointing because, that 6-man line, this might be the game you want to do something like that because Davenport's having a career year. And, Cam Jordan is now starting to heat up a little bit, which is a little disturbing, and that's one hell of a front that they're going to face, man.
It is a good front. We have a lot of confidence that the Dolphins defense will hold up against Taysom Hill, Alvin Kamara. They have no Michael Thomas over there. I think the defense will be fine. The Saints should not score more than 21 to 24. Does Tua Tagovailoa and Duke Johnson and Phillip Lindsay and Jalen Waddle being back huge? Do they score more than the 21 to 24 needed? I think it's a close game. I actually picked the Dolphins to win in overtime. I think it was 24-21 in overtime. That's my prediction. The line is moving. The money is coming in on the Dolphins. And just a short time ago, it was revealed that the Saints might have some new COVID issues. Their backup quarterback has COVID. We don't wish COVID on anybody, but they're going to do some more testing. And was that starting quarterback in the vicinity of the backup quarterback? Their next guy up would be Ian Book, who I believe was at the Senior Bowl this last year, maybe with Flo. I don't know. Flo did. I don't know which side he was on, but
I believe he's on the south side, if I'm correct.
So was that a Flo guy or no?
No, he was on the north side. Yeah, I'm not I liked him when I first saw him as a freshman. He did not develop as a passer. I thought, okay, we'll see. He never really got better as a passer at Notre Dame. I don't think he'll ever be anything at the NFL.
Well, the starting quarterback, Taysom Hill, obviously the big question is how effective is he as a intermediate to downfield passer. We know Chris Sims on NBC Sports Network, he has said that he thinks Taysom Hill is a better thrower of the football than Tua. I don't agree with that. And I think that it's going to be very fascinating to see how Tua does on the big stage. We have to be honest, Big O, and mention that in the season finale at Buffalo last year with the raucous crowd, things did not go well. There was some communication issues. The Dolphins didn't move the ball. Tua had 3 interceptions. And so this is the biggest game of Tua's NFL career now on a Monday night. Very fascinating to see how he performs.
I'm with you. And remember, Holland was out last week. Holland's back this week. They didn't blitz as much, which you figured against Zach. Man, you should have blitzed the crap out of that kid and forced him into more mistakes, but they did not choose to blitz him as much. I know that Taysom Hill can run, but I got to tell you something. I don't respect him that much as a passer. If I'm Miami and I'm getting Holland back, I'm expecting to get back to, the blitz-happy team that I like to watch week in and week out. Are you expecting that against Taysom Hill, or do you think they will be a little bit more disciplined because they fear Taysom's legs?
Yeah, I think it'll be a situation like you saw against Lamar Jackson and Cam Newton, where the Dolphins want to have guys without their backs turned to the quarterbacks. You don't want to let Taysom Hill beat you with his legs. If he's going to beat you, make him throw it down the field on Xavier Howard, Byron Jones, and company. So I think the key is making sure that Taysom stays in the pocket.
Kamara is the guy, right? I mean, this is one area where the Dolphins, you can gouge them for yards at times. If they're going to do what we just talked about, it starts there, right? They cannot allow Kamara to go off.
Yeah, whether it's Duke Riley or Jerome Baker, they really need to cover Kamara out of the backfield. You think about guys like, Darren Sproles back in the day. I mean, this is a dynamic, not just rusher, but receiver out of the backfield. And the Dolphins have to have a really good plan, not only of containing Taysom Hill's running, but also Alvin Kamara's catching.
Where do you stand, Joe, on this streak? It's been fun. Obviously, as a fan, it's fun to watch. It's better to watch winning than losing. It's better to cover winning than losing for you, obviously, because some people I think fans kind of get lost in the shuffle that, losing and controversy and all that creates a lot of drama, and it's easy for you guys to write it. But selfishly, not because you're homers or anything, selfishly, you'd rather teams win because it's a hell of a lot easier to cover. Everybody's happier. Everybody talks more, right? In a way, right? Wouldn't you rather always it be a win because it's a lot easier to cover, right?
Yeah, the winning locker room environment, which I miss, is always much better. I will say that in this Zoom environment, each guy is prepped going into their interview. Hey, team first. Talk about selflessness. Talk about your teammates. Don't get too high. One game at a time. Make sure you say one game at a time. Make sure you say we're taking it one practice at a time. So it's kind of boring, a lot of these interviews, just to be honest.
No, I know.
But in your general thoughts about covering a winning team, I mean, listen, people read our stories more. They don't fall off a cliff and stop reading, because it's kind of like when your stocks have a down day, you don't open your portfolio and look at how much money each stock lost, right? You just kind of put your head in the sand. At least that's what I do. And then on a good day, you want to know, let me find out, this one's up 7%. Yeah, I like that. So folks like to read about things when things are going well, including on their football team. And I'm just glad that the last 3 games, and particularly Monday nights, are very relevant. We want to be relevant. We want to be covering a relevant team. And the Dolphins, they haven't broken through into the national conversation yet, but if they win Monday, they will be.
Okay, so I'm glad because that's kind of what I was leading to. Because, of course, it's easier to cover when they're winning and all of that. So, how do you look at this streak? Do you look at it as a streak where they have been fortunate that they've played a lot of lesser teams and they've been able to, take advantage of that? Or do you think it's actually a team that has gotten better along the way? Because one of the things that I tweeted out 2 days ago, because I try to keep people a little bit more level-headed about all of this, and I do love the fact that they've won. But Joe, I've seen this before, and right now for me, this streak doesn't mean that much. It's fun to watch, but in '05, Saban went 3-7, then won his last 6 games to go 9-7. It didn't mean much. In '08, Sperano started 2-4, then went 9-1 to finish 11-5. It didn't mean anything. Gase in 16 went 1-4 and then finished 9-2. Didn't really mean anything. So when I hear Jerome Baker say, "Oh, well, we believe in coach and he believes in us," and all this other rah-rah stuff, and like you said, they're prepping you. To me, it's more about, you know what? Show me these next 3 games that you
No,
really are a better team. You know what I mean? That you didn't take advantage of the schedule. Because for me, what I just read right now, this is part 4 of that in the last 20 years. This is just another really crappy start, and you're fortunate to be able to take advantage of a certain situation in the second half.
Yeah, I mean, they've beaten some bad teams, but I will say that this is a 3-year trend where Brian Flores and his staff have the team finishing on an upswing. Obviously, there was a disappointing finish at Buffalo last year. But yeah, I agree with you. Let's see if they can kind of close the deal. Let's see if they can do something that's never been done. Go from 1-7 to 10-7. From 1-7 to the playoffs has never been done in NFL history. You need Dolphins fans on Sunday. You need to be pulling for Buffalo. It's unfortunate that Cole Beasley was unvaccinated and got positive with the COVID-19 because that could have helped the Dolphins. So you want Buffalo to beat New England. If Buffalo beats New England and the Dolphins win out, there's like a 90% chance plus that they're in the playoffs. That's all you need to know. Forget all these other games. Buffalo over New England. Dolphins win, and you're looking good going into Tennessee and Ryan Tannehill.
Do you have to win all 3 in order for this to be impressive?
Yeah, you got to be impressive.
Yeah.
Last year was still a solid season, even though they collapsed against Buffalo. There's reasons for optimism. You want reasons for optimism, and certainly there are some reasons for optimism. We're going to talk.
Whoa! Wait a minute. You broke up there. Say that again. I'm sorry. You broke up there.
We're going to catch up in the pregame on Monday.
Yes, we are. We will catch up on the pregame on Monday. You got them winning already?
Dolphins in overtime, 24-21.
Wow, nice. I like that. All right, follow him on Twitter at Shad Joe. Enjoy the holiday season.
You too, man.
My friend. Be safe and wear your mask when you're outside, dude.
All right? Absolutely. Merry Christmas. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays. There you go. That is the great Joe Shad and our AmericanDreamLending.com Miami Dolphins report.
You ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have? American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today. 786-802-1727 or online at adreamlending.com.
All right. We're back. Hope you all are doing well. As always, appreciate it. What the hell is going on here? There we go. Okay. Damn it. Okay. All righty. There we go. Anyway, if you want to get in, 855-912-1056. That 855-912-1056. In a couple of minutes here, Mike Triplett is going to join us from ESPN NFL Nation. So we'll have some fun with Mike, and we'll get a preview of the Saints side of things, which always need that. See what he thinks of the Saints season so far. And by the way, what was it last year? Last year down the stretch, they lost to Buffalo. They beat the Raiders. They beat New England. They lost to Kansas City. They beat Cincinnati. They beat the Jets and lost to Denver. Any kind of I don't know, what would you say? Any kind of a theme in those last 7 games? Just out of curiosity, anybody notice it? Because we say, they lost the last game, but you beat the Jets, which is a bad team. You beat Cincinnati, a bad team. You beat New England, a bad team. And you beat the Raiders weren't a terrible team, but they were a mediocre team around or under 500 or whatever it was last year. But then you lost to Denver, you lost to Kansas City, and you lost to Buffalo. So you think about it, in the last 7 games, you only played 3 tough games, and you lost all 3 of them. Remember what I told you? A lot of this stuff is happening right before your eyes. That's going on with Flo. You must pay attention to it and really look at it. Okay? So let's not make it sound like it's, oh, yeah, no, that Buffalo game caught him. Well, if you look at it, you see, yeah, you went to 10-6, but you were beating what? You were stuck in the middle again. Right? So we're going to find out now over the next 3 weeks. Are you still stuck in the middle? Because the team that's not stuck in the middle finds a way to beat New Orleans. Team that's stuck in the middle, that's not stuck in the middle, has to beat Tannehill and company. Okay. Let me see something here. You know what? Let me let's do a break here at the top of the hour. We'll get ready for Mike Triplett. And give me a break here. Give me a couple seconds here. We'll take it. I gotta get in contact here with Triplett so we can get him ready here for the top of the hour. Let's take a quick break here on the Big O Radio Show.
This is the Big O Show.
Sports fans love a place with great food, cold drinks, and TVs everywhere. That's why sports fans love Sports Grill and their 7 amazing locations. Check out the Bird Road location at 11481 Southwest 40th Street in the back corner of the West Bird Shopping Center. Sports Grill is also now offering some great employment opportunities. All kinds of positions are now available from kitchen to hosting. Call for more information at 305-485-8845. From wraps to salads to amazingly delicious specialty dishes, Sports Grill is the home to the legendary special grilled wings. Since 1987, Sports Grill, good food, good drink, and good friends.
It's the Big O Show. Judge, you tuned in to the hottest sports radio.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Orlando, a.k.a. the Big O. He covers all the South Florida teams.
For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com.
Office to the heat, well, you know what I mean. Monday to Friday, Friday, Pablo in the...
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zinn's Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
Show O's on the radio, the top's where we gonna go. Miami, that's the way we roll.
Folks, you can support the hardest working sports talk show in South Florida through Cash App or Venmo. Just search Cash Big O Show. Support us through Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. We thank you for your incredible support.
On the morning show we go. No one has a similar show. Talk sports, talk plays, talk...
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CF, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at caneswear.com or innermiamiwear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
Live and direct, because nobody do it better than Big O in the set. From sunrise, listen live.
When you're ready to purchase a new home or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. The viewpoint statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All right, we are ready for hour number 3. We have some breaking news. Mike Triplett, by the way, who covers the Saints for ESPN NFL Nation, is not going to join us. He'll join us tomorrow at noon. He is now chasing a story. The Saints are placing Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian on the reserve COVID list, according to Ari Mariov, per Nick Underhill, by the way, who is reporting it. He covers the Saints for No Dot Football and WWL-TV. So Nick Underhill, let's give him credit. He broke it first. Rookie Ian Book could be in line to start against the Dolphins on Monday night. So the Dolphins get a monster break here. No Taysom Hill, no Trevor Siemian. Ian Book now is going to be and he runs. So they're going to try to run the hell out of the ball against the Dolphins. That I can tell you that has changed now. They're not going to attack Miami secondary with Ian Book. So Miami better get ready for a physical matchup on the ground. And the offense for the Dolphins, this is the opportunity of a lifetime for them. They've got to go out there and survive that defense and put up enough points so they can win this game. I don't believe the Saints offense is going to do a lot of scoring. So Miami has to take care of the football in this game. Stay away from the turnovers. All right? Don't give the ball away and punt. This is Dave Wanstead football right now. Punt, control it, game, what's it called? Field position game, field goals. That, although Jason Sanders hasn't been money lately, you know what I mean? Not this year. So it's really all about stopping Kamara, the running game, and Ian Book running. Because in the end, watching Ian Book at Notre Dame, I you know, when he first got there, like I was telling Joe, I was kind of impressed with him, you know, as a freshman. And I said, all right, well, maybe this kid will grow into a passer because he showed pretty good composure and all that kind of stuff. He has a decent arm. It's not like he lacks arm strength or anything. He's got a decent arm. He's a good athlete, but he never really got good as a passer. And I don't fear him at all as a passer on Monday night. And by the way, I hope we're going to see you guys at Sports Grill on Monday night. All right, let's have some fun. Come on out and join us on Monday night. Saints placing Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian on the reserve COVID list. So he is out. Done. History in the archives. I wouldn't fear Trevor Siemian, but I'd rather face Ian Book out of the three. You know what I'm saying? There's a part of me that wanted to see Taysom Hill play just to stick it into Chris Sims' ear. You know what I'm saying? That's what I really wanted it for more than anything else. But there you go. That's the news now. Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian out. Miami, get ready for run, because they're going to try to punch you in the mouth, and they're going to try to push you around for 4 quarters. That's what they're going to try to do. Okay? Carlos says, score 17 and we should win. As long as they don't turn it over, Carlos, yes, you are correct. If they don't turn over the ball and give them easy scores, 17 points should cover it. I completely agree with that. John says, hell of a player at Notre Dame. Yeah, but not a passer. He never really, I don't fear his arm, dude, at all. You know, I told you, I like him. I like his moxie. I like his, you know, he's a good athlete, all that. He has a lot of the things that you say, you know, he could be a good quarterback, and you know what? He's with the perfect guy. Because if he has any chance of becoming a quarterback, Sean Payton might be able to get it out of him. That I will tell you. That's the good thing for Ian Book, that he ended up there. He loves to get these running quarterbacks, dude. Right? Taysom Hill, now Ian Book, and try to convert them into quarterbacks. Or maybe he wants to create Ian Book into the next Taysom Hill. Who knows? Maybe that's what he's doing. Now you know the narrative from Chris Sims will be, well, if Taysom Hill would have played, blah, blah, blah. You're right, David. Jay Hurd says, wheels don't move as quickly when the guys are on the edges as fast or faster than you. When we get our shots on Book, you have to make him feel it. Lay the wood once, and he won't want it anymore. He's a tough kid. Okay? He can take hits. He's a running quarterback, so he's tough. I don't know if you watched him play at Notre Dame. He's a tough kid. Oh, have you offered your thoughts on music artists selling their publishing catalogs and songs royalties? I did it the other day when it was who was it that sold half their catalog for a couple $100 million? Here, let me see. Let me see. Bruce Springsteen sold his music catalog for $500 million. But I'm glad you brought it up because I do have a couple of music notes here that I saw ZZ Top just sold their catalog for $50 million. So I was thinking about that because we told you that, you know, Bruce sold his for $500 million. Now, remember when we talked about this last week when Bruce Springsteen sold his catalog for $500 million? There's a bunch of songs in his catalog that are not Bruce Springsteen songs. They're Bruce Springsteen songs written by him, But like Patty Smythe, because the night belongs to lovers, that's a Bruce Springsteen song, not E Street stuff that you're used to hearing. But if you didn't know, he wrote that song for Patty Smythe. So if you bought his catalog, you bought that song that that song that made Patty Smythe, right? And like I told you last week, like Fire from the Pointer Sisters, your love is like fire. So that's not the Pointer Sisters. That's their hit, but the song was written by Bruce Springsteen. See what I'm saying? So that would be in his catalog. So ZZ Top sold their catalog for $50 million. Now, here's the thing. I don't know if ZZ wrote any other songs for somebody else, okay? But ZZ got paid. Their catalog was sold for approximately $50 million to BMG, KKR. BMG is the global music company, while KKR is the global investment firm. The band's catalog is extensive, and purchases include publishing catalog, their income for recorded royalties, as well as performance royalties. And they've got 15 albums together, music since 71, and they were inducted into the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame in 2004. The deal is a testament to the success, staying power, and continuing music relevance of ZZ Top, but also the power of our partnership with KKR. This agreement furthers our vision of providing artists and songwriters not just a financial exit, but a vehicle committed to respecting and treasuring their artistry. The $50 million catalog isn't the only one BMG has acquired. Some of their others include Motley Crue, Tina Turner, according to Variety. Okay? But again, when you buy Prince's catalog and you buy Bruce Springsteen's catalog, it's not just a catalog of their own music. It's a catalog of a whole bunch of other hits they wrote for other people. See what I'm saying? So that's where those catalogs are so much more valuable. A Bee Gees catalog is so much more valuable than Motley Crue's or than ZZ Top's, because those catalogs are great, but it's just their music. These other artists that we're talking about, they're so good, they wrote songs for other people. Like if I, just to have some fun, okay? I'm going to put in here songs Bruce Springsteen wrote for others. Watch this, okay? This is, so when you buy Bruce Springsteen's catalog, you're going to see songs that he wrote for others. Oh, wait a minute. Hold on a second. All right, where are we at here? Oh, this one's too confusing to read. Give me something easier, man. Here we go. See, I'm doing this on the fly, and I'm trying to find the right article that it says nice and easy for me. Ah, Jesus. All right. Spirit in the Night from Manfred Mann. I'm sorry, Blinded by the Light by Manfred Mann. Because the Night from Patty Smythe. Ooh, I didn't know this. He wrote Pink Cadillac? I didn't know that. He wrote Pink for Aretha Franklin. He wrote Pink Cadillac. How about that? Did not know that. That's a good one. What else do we have here? And by the way, he sung Hungry Heart. That was originally written by the Ramones, just to kind of, go the other way, just to say, okay, there you go. But that's the thing. When you get his catalog, you're getting a whole bunch of other songs from other artists. And that's the cool part. I mean, Blinded by the Light by Manfred Mann. Fire from Pointer Sisters. And Because the Night, Patti Smythe. That's crazy, dude. He also wrote Spirit in the Night too from Manfred Mann. So that's the cool thing when you do that kind of stuff. Just bought the super deluxe album of Technical Ecstasy. Nice. Saw Sabbath at the Hollywood Bowl. A little Sabbath. I like it. I still think one of two shots from our boys makes book shaky. Just keep them in the pocket. So there you go. Yes, I did talk about it before on selling your catalog. By the way, the Doobie Brothers are doing a residency in Vegas. That's actually pretty cool. I love the Doobie Brothers. I saw the Doobie Brothers at the Classic East over in New York a couple of years ago, and then some years ago, decades ago, at the Miami Baseball Stadium with Poco and what was it? Boston. Doobie Brothers, by way, have announced dates for a Las Vegas residency. The band will perform 8-show series between May 13th and the 28th at Zappos Theater at Planet Hollywood. Tickets are on sale now. Doobie Brothers released their 15th studio album, Liberte, the group's first album since 2014, Southbound. The group performed on dates on the 50th anniversary tour that saw Tom Johnston, Pat Simmons, John McAfee, and Michael McDonald reunite on the road together for the first time in 25 years. The Doobies delivered the number 9 rock news story of the year and were named number 9 rock news artist of the year. There you go, according to Henny Music. So if you want to see the Doobies in Vegas, you can actually go check them out. Nothing wrong with that, right? And in more music news, those of us that are Rush fans, and I talked about this a couple of years ago, and I remember Bill, when Bill was running the show with me, and we talked about this, that when we lost Neil Peart, I said, maybe in another year or two, Geddy and Alex maybe will tour together. I thought they would, I thought maybe they'd tour and do some Rush songs. Maybe I was thinking maybe down the stretch when they broke up, it's because Neil was maybe on his way out, and I don't know if they knew he was sick or not, or how sick he was, and they respected it. And now that he's gone, they figured they give it a little time, and maybe they could, do a small tour on their own or something like that. But it doesn't look like you're going to see Rush ever again. So if you never saw Rush, I'm blessed. I saw Rush, I don't know, 10 times at least. I saw their last tour. I saw it at the Tampa Bay Times. And Lifeson said during an interview he sees no way Rush to exist again following the death of Neil Peart, but he is open to working with Geddy Lee again. Lifeson made the comments during an appearance on SiriusXM show's Trunk Nation with Eddie Trunk. He said, I think really Rush ended in 2015. There's no way Rush will ever exist again because Neil's not there to be a part of it. And that's not to say that we can't do other things and we can't do things that benefit our communities and all of that. I have lots of plans for that sort of thing that don't necessarily include Geddy. I get asked all the time, are we going to do this? Are we going to do that? Who knows? All I know is we still love each other. We're still very, very good friends and always will be. Alex remains open to working with Geddy again, whom he continues to have a close relationship with. He said, I think Ged every couple of days, I talk to Ged every couple of days or so. We try to get together for dinner. That's been more challenging lately, but we did get out once recently. It's great because mostly we're pals. If there's something that comes up in the future, an opportunity for us to do something, we'll decide over a cup of coffee and that'll be that. But there's no urgency or there's no pre-planned thing now. He's doing whatever he's doing. I'm doing whatever I'm doing. And we keep each other informed and stuff like that. But God, we had such a great history and did so much great stuff together. It's not really a big deal if for the rest of our lives, we're just best friends. So it sounds like they may do something, but it doesn't seem like it'll be a rush-oriented type of thing. So I don't think that you'll ever get to see at least 2/3 of Rush, which any of us that were blessed, like me, to see Rush several times, if you don't have Neil Peart back there, I don't know if it works. It's going to be really odd. You know, it just is. And if Peart had a son that was, a badass like Collins' son is, then maybe, because, Phil Collins' kid was terrific. Man, he was excellent. He was so good. That band was tight. They sounded really, really good. I felt terrible for Phil because obviously he's not himself, and God bless him for fighting through it. Or Jason Bonham, John's son, who's exceptional. But that's about the only way it might work a little bit, but it'll be so odd. It really would be. Let's see. What do we have here to talk about also for you guys out there? We talked a little bit about X. Talked a little bit about the Robert Jones situation. Justin Coleman and Jared Dokes, by the way, are still on the COVID list. As you all know, they placed Robert Jones on the COVID list. Played 10 snaps this past week. Would have been nice to have him for this game. Albert Wilson, by the way, mispracticed on Wednesday, but it was for personal reasons. The coach expects him to play. Waddle and Lindsey were back at practice. God, it's so good to have Waddle back. I think it brings a lot of balance to the offense to have Waddle there. I think that's huge. I really do. I think that's an enormous thing if you can have, Waddle there. That just adds an element that, when Tua drops back, he has the one guy that really is a total mismatch. And then he can play off of that. And the defense has to really focus in on Waddle. Whereas everybody else, they kind of can take them on one-on-one and confidently. They might give up some plays, but they'll feel like they can, pretty much withstand most of the guys one-on-one. Although I like my chances if you want to go one-on-one with Gesicki. I like my chances, and that's the beauty of it. But yeah, it's great to have him back. Brett Dodger says, Big O, I saw Rush a few times as well. Such a great band. They were inspired a lot by Yes. Yep. I am with you, man. So good. Incredible musicians. Speaking of Hungry Heart, Troy Ortiz says, when I listen to that song, I don't hear Bruce's voice. Sounds like someone else. Have you ever noticed that? Yeah, I see what you're saying. Yeah. But Bruce can kind of change it up a little bit. But I see what you're saying. Yeah. Yeah, it sounds like but it seems like he changes like the tone of his voice a little bit in that song. Let's see what else. Yes, Raphael, we talked about Taysom Hill and Trevor Siemian. Saw Carlos open for the Allman Brothers about 11 years ago. Or is that about Santana? Oh, you got to see Glenn Fry? Good for you, David. If you get to see the Eagles before with Glenn Fry, that is absolutely awesome. All right, give me 30 seconds here. Let me get a little some for the throat.
When you need your warehouse looking good while staying efficient, there's only one place to find the finest racks in the business. Pallet Rack City in Hialeah. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547. Pallet Rack City is the company you need when you want your warehouse sporting the finest racks in the business. After all, who doesn't love a great rack? Pallet Rack City. 305-424-8547. That's 305-424-8547.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Sloman's, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
It is easy to use. So make sure you call the folks at Sloman at 1-800-ALARM-ME. You just saw the spot there. And Sloman's Home Shield, I know some of you are already calling. Thank you. Make sure you mention the Big O Show. And folks, if you want a free doorbell camera, all you got to do right now is be one of the first 40 Big O listeners who dial 1-800-ALARM-ME. You're going to get, for a limited time offer, a free doorbell camera. It connects directly to your smartphone with the installation of your Sloman Shield. And that's not all, folks. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad and a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and a backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Big O listeners right now, call 1-800-ALARM-ME. You're going to receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman Shield. Keep your family safe. 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME. And let me tell you something. One of the things when you get the doorbell camera from Sloman's, not only is it great, obviously, to protect your family and you'll know if there's an intruder or anything like that, but if they're dropping off a package, sometimes I'll be nice, but sometimes some of the people that are dropping off the packages aren't the brightest bulbs in the chandelier. And they might put it in a corner that on your porch is susceptible to water or something if it rains. So if you're going to know somebody's approaching, when they approach and they ring that doorbell, you can tell them, hey, can you do me a favor? Put the package on this corner, because I did it myself. Because I've done it where I've seen it where they leave the package and it gets wet. Because some people are just not smart. I'm sorry. But you can kind of guide them. You know what I mean? So that's the good thing about the doorbell camera. All right. The other day I told you the story about the food. Food is getting there. I told my wife, hey, can you get the food? Boom. That's it. So you can kind of anticipate things. You can check out your house constantly and watch the dogs. And, because I like to do that. I got cameras inside so I can watch my dogs, actually. That's really why I got it, not for anything else. It's really to watch my dogs, man. I got 2 big dogs. They can form a ruckus, those 2 big dogs. I got to tell you. Let's see. I think Jimmy Iovine was dating Stevie Nicks and asked Bruce for a song he hadn't used on his album. I want to say the song was Stand Back. Bruce did. You know what? I think you might be right on Stand Back. I got to look it up. But somebody did write Stand Back for her, and it wasn't her. You're right about that. Big O, remember Abberes Guedes, el super badass Cuban comedian. Of course, I know Abberes Guedes. Yeah. But the best part was, I used to be a money officer at Republic National Bank back in the 80s. And I started off first as a teller. And I was at the one on 87th Avenue and Coral Way. And it was a Republican National Bank that was right behind the Denny's. The drive-thru was in the corner of the 87th and Coral Way. I think there's a drive-thru there still. I don't know what bank it is, right? Because Republic doesn't even exist anymore, right? So anyway, when I was a teller before I became the money officer, Abberes used to live somewhere in Wachete, somewhere around there. I don't know, because he used to come in all the time to that branch, and he would always come to my window because I was the fastest teller on the line. Didn't matter, you know. So he would always come to my window, and I would always say hi to him. This, that, boom, and then didn't see him anymore. Once I became a money officer, I was stuck in a room where it was just the commercial accounts. The worst job in the world, by the way, is a money officer. Oh my God, the worst job in the world. Terrible. And when you don't balance, it's brutal, dude. You got to like find the mistake and all that. That is one of the most thankless jobs in the world, is being a teller / money officer. Any of you out there that have that job, I feel for you. I did the job for several years, and it is as stressful as it gets, dude. They're dying to take your money away for any mistake that you might make. And when you do make a mistake, it's usually a number you put in wrong or something, you know. But back in the day, obviously, I don't know, might be easier to balance everything out nowadays. But because everything is so, you know, they can read the damn checks that you go through. We had to like input it, you know what I'm saying? So it was just one of those deals. Oh God, that was a stressful time, man. Stressful time. But it was fun because I did get to meet Abarjedes back in those days. So I got to admit, that was actually a cool thing. All right, let's get ready. Anthony Chang covers the Miami Heat for the Miami Herald. So let's talk a little Miami Heat, and we do that next.
When you're ready to purchase a new home loan or refinance the one you have, American Dream Lending will make sure your loan experience is easy with fast approvals and quick closings. With many loan programs and competitive rates, now is the time to turn your dreams into reality. Ask about special financing for veterans. They never charge an application fee, and you will work directly with one of their experienced loan professionals. Stop dreaming and contact American Dream Lending today, 786-802-1727, or online at adreamlending.com. When protecting your family is your priority, there's nothing more important than a roof above the people you love. Call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411, and ask to speak to Tommy, the owner. They specialize in all kinds of roofs, led by their highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics. All of their previous customers have an opportunity to enter their bi-weekly drawings to receive free an exterior impact metal door. Please call for more details. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com, 954-735-9826 or 954-394-1411. Trust Tommy to fortify and protect what's most important to you, your family. The Big O Radio Show is looking for an experienced salesperson in the radio or TV business. The candidate must have at least 5 years of sales experience in the broadcast business over the last 10 years. Please email your phone number and resume to bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. That's bigoradioshow@yahoo.com. Looking for an aggressive person who can help our platform expand into many avenues in our business. Reach out if you are the person that's able to make the difference.
All right, we are back. We're back. There he is, the man, the myth, the legend that is Anthony Chang. Anthony, how you doing, buddy?
I'm doing well. I apologize for this view of my car, but I am leaving Heat shoot around now. So
we're good, bro. We see Manny Navarro's car almost every week here on the show, so it's all good, bro. Don't worry about it. So it's a beautiful thing, man. Appreciate you taking some time to talk a little Miami Heat. The boys, you know, I told Ira while these injuries went on, the best part about it was let's find out about the young guys and the development of the young guys. And Anthony, nobody in the NBA does it better, dude. This is the only team that you can actually get excited even if they don't have a draft, because somebody in the summer league is going to catch your attention.
Yeah, it's unbelievable, right? I mean, it's like every season we're waiting for the next guy they're going to find, you know, and, you know, Max Strus and Gabe Vincent were here last year and they showed flashes, but what they're doing right now with the minutes they're being given. And now Max Strus in a starting role, Gabe Vincent also starting. It's really impressive. And then, in the back end of the roster, Omar Yurtseven, who is new to the team this year, his rebounding has been very important, especially when you have guys out like Bam, Jimmy, and PJ, who are three of your best rebounders. His rebounding, his size, his ability to kind of finish around the basket and give him some type of post-up game when you don't have Jimmy and Bam, huge. And then KZ, again, up and down, but has shown flashes of, what they've been working on the past 3 years with him to kind of develop him into like a versatile 3-and-D type of forward. So, yeah, I entered the season saying depth was probably a weakness for this team. But after this stretch, I don't know anymore. I think they might be one of the deeper teams in the Eastern Conference when healthy.
Yeah, and you didn't even mention Caleb Martin.
And Caleb Martin, yeah.
Which gave us, a night the other couple of weeks ago that was just like glorious to watch. It was like, holy crap, and the kid really showed you something. And it's just amazing to see how they're unearthing all this talent. And I guess that's the positives of ruining college basketball because, now the upper echelon talent's going right to the G League now. Their stars don't stick around. And because of all these one and dones, so many guys are falling through the cracks now. When I was young, guys stayed 3-4 years. So you were able to see their ups and downs and you got a feel for these guys. Now, so many of these kids are ones and dones or straight out of high school going to Europe or somewhere else that they're all falling through the cracks. And it just seems like the scouting staff of the Heat has got a real good grip on how this process has kind of failed in finding players in general. So they've got to go the other way. And, dude, they're able to find it.
Yeah, and it's not even like they're just getting them. I mean, like Duncan Robinson and Omar Yurtseven, they got Duncan Robinson – in particular, they got him right after right off of college. But Omar Yurtseven, Gabe Vincent, Max Strus, Caleb Martin, they've either been in the G League or in the NBA with other teams, and the Heat have found them, through those avenues where they see Omar Yurtseven as a backup center for Oklahoma City's G League team last year, and Adam Simon's like, why is this guy backing? Why is this guy backup? We could use him right now, and they signed him late in the season, to kind of stash him. And it paid off. Same thing with Caleb Martin. I mean, Caleb Martin was on the Charlotte Hornets for 2 years, and he was in the rotation, in and out of the rotation, but the Heat obviously saw something in him, and when Charlotte waived him, they pounced on that and signed him to a two-way deal, which has been, one of the bigger two-way steals, I think, in the NBA this season because he's a proven NBA player. And then guys that gave Vincent Max Strus was in the G League, and, injured, had a serious knee injury, was out for a year. And the Heat signed him when he recovered. And Gabe Vincent was in the G League as well before the Heat signed him. So it's just, their scouting department is second to none. Their player development program with what they do with those guys once they sign them. I mean, you see it. They kind of they know what those players can offer, and they really work on improving those strengths. Whether it's Gabe Vincent as a pesky 3-and-D, guard off the bench, Max Strus with his shooting and his spacing. It's a really impressive, and it's been a staple of Eric Spoelstra's staff. He really has a good player development staff.
And Anthony Chang, of course, from the Miami Herald, joining us. You can follow him on Twitter at Anthony_Chang. Anthony, the other thing when you look at because I'll compare it to the Dolphins. One of my concerns, my main concern now with Flo is that I'm afraid he can't build an offensive staff. I'm afraid, he's made 7 changes at the offensive coordinator and the O-line coach. In 3 years, he's made 7 changes. And right now, it doesn't look like he has one. And part of being a CEO of a business, a manager of a business, a head coach, whatever it is, you got to hire employees. And then you're going to have to replace employees. So not only do you have to find your offensive staff if you're Flo, but eventually you're going to have to replace your offensive staff, which leads me to my point. This isn't the first staff Spo has had since he's been here.
Right.
He's had to change his staff. I believe it's 3 times now he's turned over. The one he inherited, and I think he's turned it over on his own 2 more times, if I'm correct. And yet, player development never gets hurt. How amazing is that?
Yeah, it really is, and you could tell how big of an emphasis that has been. And so many times in the NBA, I feel like there's so much parity in these professional leagues where you're just trying to win through the margins, right? And some of that for the past few years has been shooting a lot of 3-pointers. Well, teams around the NBA have caught up with that, right? A lot of teams are now shooting threes, and you can't really win just by doing that anymore. I think the Heat have found a way to win with player development. They see these, maybe these guys that have been overlooked, that they see something in, and they really invest in them. And it pays off in these circumstances where, Duncan Robinson is a prime example where all of a sudden he's a $90 million player. But, when guys are hurt, you have these back end guys who can contribute and can give you quality minutes. And again, I think that says a lot about Eric Spoelstra. I think it says a lot about the staff he has built. You look at his staff with Chris Quinn, Anthony Carter, Malik Allen, 3 guys who were undrafted and found a way to make a career for themselves in the NBA. So they know what it takes. They know what it's like to be overlooked and be undrafted and try to still find a job in this league. So I think it just speaks really highly of all those guys.
All right, so I've been a little disappointed with Duncan, and I've been like, well, you want 95 million, kid? You got to step up, bro. And again, I'll use a football comparison since we are a football type town, even though really we've become a basketball town too. But I've asked myself, is Duncan Robinson Ryan Tannehill? Does he need everything to be perfect in order for him to be good? Because I'm watching Gabe Vincent, and that kid's showing me moxie. And he's making shots even when he's covered and people are on him. You know what I mean? And with him, I just, now with all these injuries, he hasn't stepped up. Finally, the other night, he stepped up. He looked like a different player. He was even attacking the hole. When he split those 2 guys and went underneath and laid it up, that's now we're seeing a guy that is a little bit more of an active participant in his own demise. You know what I'm saying? And so to avoid that demise. And so the other night was a hell of a game for him and a nice start. Okay, because he's been a disappointment so far, 30 games in. They need the guy that they're paying $90 million to. What is it in your eyes? Is he Ryan Tannehill that he needs everything in place in order for him to succeed? Or can he do what he did the other night without the perfect scenario, and that he can prove that he can be more valuable than just a cog in a perfect situation?
Yeah, I think the thing with Duncan is it's cliche, but you're going to go through slumps, especially when you depend on 3-pointer as much as he does, right? I think it's encouraging that you're seeing him mix in more 2-pointers into his game recently, which keeps defenses off balance because, you watch how defenses cover him.
Right.
And his he's taking 8 threes a game, but almost all of them are like very difficult threes, right? And he's made a habit of making those shots the past few years, and I think
he did that's why he's earned them. He made a couple in the last game,
and he made a couple in the last game, and that's why he earned that money. And it has been. I think he'd be the first one to tell you, talking to Duncan, it has been a disappointing start to the year. You're shooting 34%. You're used to shooting 42% in the last 2 years. It has been a disappointing start, but I think he's shown signs of life this month. He's shooting, I think, 38% this month, which is, if he shoots 38, 39% on 8 attempts a game with the difficulty of the shots he's taking, I think you take that because of the space he provides, because of the defense, the gravity he creates for guys like Jimmy and Bam. You need guys like that for guys who really depend on paint shots for their offense. You need spacers like Duncan. So he's still an important part. But I still think he'll finish around. I'd be surprised if he finishes under 30% this season from 3, even with the start he had, because I think he's that good of a shooter, and I think he's going to come around. I think the math will even out. I really do, and I think we're already seeing signs of that. But look, he went through a slump last year too. It just wasn't at the beginning of the season, right? I remember middle of the year for a month or so, it was pretty rough.
But it wasn't this long.
This one lasted a little longer than usual.
Yeah, this has been pretty much the whole season.
And that's why he might not get up to 40% like he did the last 2 years. He might not, because this was a pretty long slump. But I still expect him to finish 37, 38% because I just think he's that good of a shooter, and the math will even out. All
right, the impossible question that I know you really, truly can't answer, because God, you're covering the most secretive organization in the history of
I'll try.
mankind. Yeah, I know. The Depot thing, we are seeing him, do a little
Yeah.
some in front of us now in public. And if the Heat is allowing that, then they're allowing us to allow our imaginations to run a little wild. And they know that our imaginations are going to run a little wild when we see this. So what are you reading into it? What are you hearing about Depot? Yeah. I know there's no timetable. I know they don't want to do that, but what are you hearing?
A Spo would say there's no new update.
Right.
but yeah, I mean, he traveled last trip for the first time, which is a positive sign. The Heat were obviously very quick to point out that does not mean his return is imminent, which fine, but that is progress. I don't think you could argue against that. That is progress that he's on the trip with the team. He's working out with the team. He's, you go in to shoot around at the end where media is allowed, and he's not working with his teammates, not doing the same amount of stuff, but he's there and, putting up shots. Yeah, side work, working on his knee. I've heard since the beginning of the season, since before the season, February, March was a target range. And I think just based on kind of what we're seeing right now, I think that still holds true. I think February, March, that's always been the plan. Get him a month of game, regular season game, month or two of regular season games before the playoffs. See what he can give you, and then see what he can give you in the playoffs too. So I just think I think it's gonna happen here, but I think it's probably at least another month away. That's what that's my prediction.
Okay, so all of a sudden now, and we'll bring our conversation full circle, that we talked about these young guys, and then all of a sudden you were worried about depth, and now they could be one of the deeper teams in the league. So I'll ask you a really difficult question. If everybody's healthy, veterans, I'm saying everybody established role guys and everything, which those guys are all set to play. So which of the young guys are in, which of the young guys are out?
I think it's what we saw at the beginning of the season. I think it's going to be obviously Tyler Hero as a sixth man, Dedmon as the backup center.
I don't mean Hero. I don't mean I'm talking about Caleb and Vincent.
Yeah, no,
I'm talking about those Yurtsevin, all those guys. Any of those guys in that are they cracking? Is it just Vincent? Is it Caleb?
I think it's Strus. I think it's Strus.
Okay.
I think you need that shooting and behind Duncan, especially, and he can give you more than just shooting too. Is I think what we've seen during this stretch.
Yes.
I think Strus is that guy that will, and we saw at the beginning of the year, he was the guy in the rotation that started. Even when everyone was healthy, I think Strus is the one that will be in the rotation. Now, it could change every once in a while based on a matchup or based on foul trouble, right? But I think for the most part, Strus will be that guy that you see regularly in there, even when everyone's healthy.
Yeah, it might be Vincent because you might need more of a point guard.
Right.
It depends on what you need.
Yeah, you might need a perimeter defender or something like that. Yeah.
So as you know, Ira is always on with us here, and so one of the scenarios I brought up to him yesterday, and I'll bring it up to you now, is I brought it up to him 2 days ago actually, and that is the two roster spots of UD and of KZ. Mm-hmm. And now KZ all of a sudden is actually showing life now, finally. But at the end of the year, if there's a veteran point guard out there that can help you, and you need to go into the playoffs, and let's say Depot does get healthy, but still you don't know how long Depot can last, if he can last, because durability's been a problem.
Sure.
2, Vincent is still a baby. He's never been in the playoffs. You don't know how he's going to handle that atmosphere. So if something happens to Lowry, you have 2 guys you can use, but there's still some questions and doubts with either guy for different reasons. So KZ now is showing you some life. UD is UD. Is one of those spots, do you decide at the end of the year and say, we either got to cut or deal one of these guys so we can open up a spot for this veteran point guard, so we can go into the playoffs feeling comfortable that, okay, if the moment's too big for Gabe or Oladipo gets injured, we've got this guy waiting in the wings, whoever that person may be. So how do you handle all of that down the stretch? Do you agree with those scenarios and those concerns? And would Miami be using that specific avenue to add that extra point guard?
Ira and I have been arguing about this all year. We're having a conversation, I would say, about this all year behind, in the interview rooms and all that. My thinking is with this is that, obviously it depends on who becomes available, right, in the buyout market. We don't know. But if, let's say, it's someone like Jeff Teague, and no disrespect to Jeff Teague. Jeff Teague is he had a very good NBA career. But how much is that going to help you in the playoffs? A veteran of that, a player of that age who hasn't been on the team, what difference is he going to make compared to a guy like Gabe Vincent, who probably has more upside than I would say Jeff Teague at this point, right?
But not experience, as you know, Anthony. As you know, old people strive in the playoffs.
Sure.
Young people usually fall by the wayside a lot of times in the playoffs.
Right, but those young players need to get that experience at some point, right? I mean, they those young players that we've been talking about with the Heat, like the ones that have, like Duncan Robinson, he got that experience in the bubble. He was able to get that experience, and he's better off for it. So I just don't know if there's going to be anybody that moves the needle enough to warrant a move like that. Now, could they trade KZ because they see somebody that surprisingly becomes available in the buyout market and they want to open up a spot? Yeah, I mean, that could happen. But as of right now, I just think it's unlikely. And they're not going to cut you. I mean, UD is out of the question. That would be a shocker. They would just.
He might sacrifice it himself.
I just don't see. I mean, I just don't see it.
He might see the writing on the wall and say, hey, I'll sacrifice it. If he wants to come back next year, he can still come back next year.
Yeah.
It's not like the end of the world anyways, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But I'm just bringing up the scenario. I mean, how about John teach me how to Dougie Wall? I mean, maybe that might be right.
Well, if he becomes available, yes, but it's hard for me to see him and Houston agreeing to a buyout because of his contract. It's just he's not going to give up the money, right? And Houston, it's going to be tough for Houston to trade him because his contract has so much money left on it. So it seems like he's stuck there for at least until next year when there's only 1 year left in the deal. So as much as talk there's been about John Wall, I think he's stuck in Houston this season, unfortunately for him and the Rockets. That's a tough situation. But yeah, if somebody like him comes available, then that changes things. But I would say as of now, that's unlikely. I think they're happy with what Gabe Vincent has shown them during this stretch. I think this stretch, like we've talked about, has been very valuable for that reason, because we might not have seen this Gabe Vincent if everyone was healthy, and then you enter the playoffs with, you don't know what you have in him really. I think a little bit, you feel a little more confident kind of in that back end of the roster if you do need to use those guys in the playoffs.
All right, Anthony, we'll wrap it up with this. Follow him on Twitter, Anthony_Chang. Catch his work there at the Miami Herald. Very important. They got to be pissed and psyched for tonight, right? I mean, tonight's got to be revenge, right? Yeah. You lost to this scrub-ass team that's got 5 wins by 10 points. You know what I mean? And they were leading early in that game, if I remember correctly, and lost the lead, right? I think that's how it was, right? In the first half, weren't they leading in that game?
I think they're up like by 9 points in the first half.
Yeah. So I get it. They've got a whole no Bam, no Butler, no Martin, no Tucker. I get all of that, but you got to find a way today, right?
Yeah, I think that's why the spread is now Heat favored by 11 points, even without all those guys. That just says it right there. Tyler Hero spoke at shoot-around today, and they asked him, what's the challenge of facing the same team twice in three games? And he said, I think it's a bigger challenge for the team that wins the first one, because we want revenge. Right. So yeah, I would expect the Heat to give a much better performance.
He's right, by the way. He's right.
He is right. Yes, he's right. And I think, again, Vegas is usually pretty smart. The fact that the Heat are favored by 11 without 3 starters, that says a lot right there. I would expect the Heat to play a lot better tonight. And, Detroit is not only missing their leading scorer in Jeremy Grant, but now Cade Cunningham, their prized rookie, who played pretty well against the Heat on Sunday, is in protocols. So Detroit is not only struggling, but they're missing probably their 2 best players too.
Okay. All right. There you go. There he is, Anthony Chang. Follow him on Twitter at Anthony_Chang. Get his work there at the Miami Herald. Subscribe and support the great writers there at the Herald, supporting and covering our local teams. Anthony, thank you, my brother. I appreciate you. The cafecito on me down the line.
Thanks, Big O. I appreciate it. Happy holidays.
Happy holidays, my friend. There you go, Anthony Chang. For over 16 years, EJDconstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDconstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDconstruction.com. It's a beautiful thing. We are back. Back. Thank you all, as always, for joining us. I have no idea when Markieff Morris is coming back. Sacks. Nobody really knows. I think he learned his lesson. That's the good thing about Markieff. At least I hope Markieff learned his lesson. No more cheap shots, dude. That's all. No more cheap shots. You know? Play the damn game. You took a cheap shot and then somebody knocked your ass out and now you paid the price for it. That's it. I don't blame Jokic for what he did. At all. You took a dirty shot, so did he. You know what that's called? What happened to Markieff Morris? It's called karma. Play the game. Don't be a thug punk and try to take the ball away from him. This isn't football. You could injure the man that what you did. And that's what he thought when you did that. And then he got pissed. And like any of us, okay, the emotions are going to take over. So, I hope he's fine. I hope he recovers. But more than anything, I want Markieff Morris to learn a lesson. Don't be an idiot anymore. Okay, play the game the right way. No reason for a dirty shot like that. You got what you deserve. Now you learn your lesson. The other guy's still playing, and you're not. It's called karma. Big O's take, the Heat finds diamonds and develops them. Awesome. The Dolphins find free agents and practice squad players diamonds. No coaching whatsoever in developing. I haven't said any of that. I didn't say any of that. I said they're winning in spite of the clowns. That's all I'm saying. Big O, what kind of dogs do you have? All right. All right. I have a long-haired Chihuahua. His name is Flash. I have a short-haired Chihuahua. His name is Ollie. I have a... Oh, man, what's the name of that dog? It's a teacup. It's a little dog, a Yorkie. And his name is Ziggy. Then I have a big girl. She's a boxer terrier German shepherd mix. Her name is Maiden. Yes, for Iron Maiden. She's about 70 pounds, something like that. Big girl. And then I got a big dog, another big dog. It's 2 big dogs and 3 small dogs. And then I got a big dog that's a Carolina dog. And his name is Bono. Yes, for U2. My favorite bands in the world are U2 and Iron Maiden. It's also The Cure and The Fix. But I haven't gotten to the point where I'm naming any of my dogs Robert or something Cure related. I don't know what it would be. I don't know what would I name something related to The Cure? What would I name my dog? It's interesting. The Fix also. I gotta think of something. I don't know what it would be. Maybe I could call the dog Cy for Cy Kernan, for the lead singer of The Fix. Maybe I can do that. Because The Cure, I mean, calling the dog Robert or Smith, nah, I don't know. I'm going to have to think. Probably have to use like a name of a song, of a Cure song for a dog. We'll see. Red Skies at Night, classic. Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Dolphin says, mine's a pointer lab mix named Zeke. And they're all, by the way, all our dogs are adopted. Okay? So there you go. With so many dogs, Big O, I'm sure you have a large backyard in your house. Yes, we have a nice backyard where they run around. Yes, definitely. No doubt. The betting line just went to 1.5 in our favor. Ian Book, get ready to be sacked 5 times. Call the dog Snowflake, LOL, from Ace Ventura Pet Detective. How about a 60-year-old man who looks like Elizabeth Taylor? Nah, too long of a name. Talk about Robert Smith. How many Iron Maiden concerts have you been to? God, I would say about 40 to 50. Something like that. I've seen them every year several times. Every tour several times. I always go to all the Florida dates, and then I go sometimes to other places. I've seen Iron Maiden in other places around the country. So, yeah. Yep. One of my favorites was seeing them at the LA Forum. I saw them for 2 nights there. So, yeah. And we will see them now for this next tour. I think we got tickets for, is it Tampa or something like that? I want to say we have tickets for Iron Maiden in Tampa. Something like that. So, yeah. We are I've been to Iron Maiden quite a bit, bro. They're my band. Maiden and U2 are like, I don't miss anything that those bands do. Big O, for Christmas Eve, which game should I watch? Never seen before. 98 week 16 Broncos versus Broncos, or Marino's last playoff game versus the Seahawks. Also, see Bad Santa. You'll be quoting the entire film on the show. Okay, but you wanted me to see, I looked it up yesterday. It's called the uncut version or the director's cut. Is that what you guys want me to see? Bad Santa uncut version or director's cut or something like that? Is that what it is? Because I was looking it up on Amazon. Iron Maiden can fill up any arena around the world. They are amazing. Yes, they are. Yes, they are. Their music and the band has stood the test of time better than almost every other metal band ever, pretty much. You know? Yeah. The only other one now that's only bigger than them is Metallica. That's it. And that's a little different kind of metal. That's more speed metal. But in their music, and they still fill stadiums that Judas Priest and Scorpions cannot anymore. Speaking of the Scorpions, by the way, for those of you that did not know, if you're a Scorpions fan, I'll give you a little Scorpions news. The Scorpions have launched a mini-series. It's a 3-part mini-series previewing their forthcoming album, Rock Believer. For our new album, Rock Believer, we all came together in the studio like in the old days and captured that journey on camera, says the band. Today, we released a first part, 1 of 3. You can discover some unreleased music snippets from our new album. Scorpions spent much of the past 2 years together in their hometown of Hanover in Germany, working on their 19th studio album, which will arrive on February 11th, and it marks the first appearance of ex-Motorhead drummer Mickey D on the record with the group since his edition of 2016. The band recently offered a first preview package of the release of the video. It set the lead single, Peacemaker, which is part of the video series. And if you want to watch it, go to ntmusic.com and you'll see the article, and you can hit the link there and check out the Scorpions mini series if you want to check that out. Okay. And by the way, might as well give you why December 23rd in rock history matters. In 1987 on this date, failing to stop Pink Floyd from using the name to tour without him, ex-member Roger Waters instead settled for receiving royalties whenever his image was used in any Floyd promotion. I remember that 87 tour. It poured rain in the Orange Bowl and in the Sombrero in Tampa. I saw both of those concerts. In 89, Phil Collins had the number one song in the country with Another Day in Paradise. And to watch Phil Collins sing now, it is painful, ladies and gentlemen. You feel for the man. During a flight on this date back in 1964 from LA to Houston, the Beach Boys were touring. Brian Wilson had a nervous breakdown, sobbing in the aisle of the plane. Following the episode, he took a decade off from performing live. In 2007, Billboard named the Police as the top earning touring group of the year after the band pulled nearly $132 million from their 54-date North American trek. And in 1947, on this date, 3 scientists at Bell Labs in New Jersey demonstrated the transistor, which led to the invention of a small portable radio. How about that? So there you go. That is why December 23rd matters. Ah, yes. All right. If you want to get in, 855-912-1056. That's 855-912-1056. If you want to get in on the program, you can also reach out to us on Twitter. That's at Big O Show. The email, Big O Radio Show, as always. And folks, before we get next year into the rainy season and hurricane season and all of that, now's the time to fix the house, get it ready for those times. We just got through hurricane season, thank the Lord. But if your roof is leaking, if maybe you still have a blue tarp on, if maybe you need to replace that roof, maybe you're moving into a new home and you need that roof inspected to make sure that everything is right. Well, do it with somebody that actually has been at this for over 25 years. They've got a AAA plus rating from the Better Business Bureau. That's Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises. And go to TommyBButtsJr.Enterprises.com. Check it out for yourself, folks. They've been serving the South Florida community for over 25 years. They've got highly crafted, skilled, and professional roof mechanics, and all of their work is fully guaranteed. Call Tommy, man. I'm telling you. 954-394-1411. Save it on that cell phone. 954-735-9826. That's 954-735-9826. And they specialize in all kinds of roofs, and they use top quality materials from the best manufacturers. So you want somebody you can trust? You need to fix your roof, protect the people you love, protect your business, protect your pets. Because if you're like me, right, you want to also protect your pets, right? Because you treat them like your kids. Well, then I want you to call Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises.com. Go to the website and make sure you tell them that Big O sent you. They will take care of you. Good people there at Tommy B. Butts Jr. Enterprises. All right. What else do we have here going on? Market, by the way, is bouncing back nicely. I like it. It's bouncing back super strong. Polygon up to 267. Bitcoin is at over 50,000 now. 50,500. Those of you that bought the dip, you are loving life right now. Polkadot, I've been telling you to get on the Polkadot train. It's up to $29. And I was telling you about Polkadot, and it got down to $23, $24, $25. And it was a steal. Under 30, it was a steal. And it got all the way down under 25. So if you load it up like I did, you're going to love it. It's already up to 29. And I think DOT is going to go para-freaking-bolic. Okay? By that, they're going to keep adding these parachains now. That's going to continue to multiply what they can do, how many transactions. That company is going to explode. Okay. And like I told you with Polygon, which is already in the exploding phases, and I was warning you for a while, get on that Polygon train, baby. And by the way, Crow is about to hit 60 cents. It was down at 50. So it is climbing. It's at 59 cents right now, and it is about to hit 60 cents. VeChain was down in the 7-8 range. It's approaching 9.5 cents now. It is going up now, up 6.6%. Cardano was down into the 120s. It is now at 146. So those of you that were smart and were patient and you didn't panic and you bought the dip, you are now enjoying the fruits of your labor and you're enjoying your guts that you said, all right, I'm not selling. I'm going to hang in there and I'm going to, in fact, expand on my investment. You are now making way more money. Star Atlas was down in the 9-cent range. It's back up to 11 cents now. So if you took advantage of that, same thing. I love it, man. Gotta love it. It's a beautiful thing. So plenty of opportunities right now. Oh, what do you know about Ian Book? Weren't you at the Senior Bowl's performance? Yes, I already talked about him. Nothing to worry about. It's all, I just talked about him a little while ago. It was at the top of the 12 o'clock at the noon hour. I talked about it. So if you want to rewind an hour and 10 minutes ago, about at 12:02, 12:04, whatever, something like that, I started talking about what the Dolphins are going to expect from Ian Book and the Saints with the news that came. Okay. So there you go. I'm worried Ian Book might make B-Flow regret not drafting him. Nah. Not a good passer, bro. Unless somehow or another Sean Payne has worked with him in just one offseason and made him a really good passer, I doubt it. I doubt it very much. AH360 says, oh, more healthy players who will be fine are being removed from games. Why are we even playing sports? Wait until this happens in the playoffs. I mean, what are you going to do? Guys, if they've got it, you don't want them spreading it. So what are you going to do? Big O saw in 1963 007 Goldfinger. Crazy showed a scene in the Fontainebleau, Miami Beach. My family started their life in 1963 when they came here. Kind of mind-blowing. Yes. Yes. Yeah, that was filmed there in the Fontainebleau. Classic with the gold woman. The woman that was dead, all painted gold. I remember that. Phil Collins' best song, Easy Lover. God, it's a great song with Philip Bailey. But, I mean, In the Air Tonight? Really? I don't know, dude. I got to go with In the Air Tonight, his greatest song. That's the only thing for Phil Collins solo. I'm going there. That's a great song, Easy Lover. But it can't be better than In the Air Tonight. No. Can't do it. And let me see if I start to think about a couple of other Phil Collins songs, solo songs, which is what we're talking about, not Genesis. I can probably think of another one I'd take over Easy Lover. Let me see, because I'm gonna put them in the air tonight for sure. Ooh, Follow You, Follow Me. No, wait a minute. That's Genesis, isn't it? That's Genesis. Oh, I Don't Care Anymore. I'll take that over Easy Lover. Oh, you can tell everybody about the state I'm in. Oh, man. Are you kidding me? Oh, yeah. I don't care anymore. You know I don't care anymore. No mo. No mo. Oh, man, are you kidding me? I'll take that over Easy Lover. Let's see what else. You know, I might take Take Me Home over Easy Lover. That's a great song too. But definitely those two right there for sure. I got to go over Easy Lover. And Easy Lover is a great song. Yeah, somebody put Take Me Home there too. Yeah, In the Air Tonight, Hawaiian Punch is with me on that one. Land of Confusion is Genesis. We're going solo only. Solo. No, I Missed Again is Genesis. That's from I Missed Again. I believe is that the Abacab album? I believe. I think. Phil Collins is a very underrated pianist. Phil Collins is just a monster, bro. I mean, everything about Phil Collins is just amazing. He's, sad part is what's happened to him personally and physically and everything down the stretch. And I know he had an ugly, I think he's getting a divorce, right? Or something like that, or broke up with his wife. It got really, really ugly. Really ugly. Studio. That's not a bad song, Chris. But I'm not going with Over In the Air Tonight and I Don't Care Anymore. Those are just awesome, awesome songs. Back to where music was coming from, the soul. There you go. Easy Lover was 280s bubblegum stuff. No, but it's a great song, dude. I love that song. No, I'm not going to trash that song. I love that song. It's going to get better or Follow You, Follow Me. Yeah, but that's Genesis. Follow You, Follow Me is all Genesis. All right. When are you going to get another? No. No more dogs. No more dogs. Not for now. Not for a long time. Okay. Big O, huge movie buff fun fact. In 18 years, Wizard of Oz will be 100 years old. Yikes. Yeah, I know. I remember when it first came out and I went to the movies to watch it. Joking. I Don't Care Anymore was written during his divorce, Big O. Well, I don't care about the state I'm in. Yeah. You drag my name all over the place. I don't care anymore. You hear, I don't care anymore. Oh, man, that is so good. That is so good. All right, what else do we have here that I wanted to talk about? Canes in Washington State, by the way, Sun Bowl, December 31st. And I know they got a bunch of Canes, and they're going to fly out the day before, it looks like it. Texas A&M is already out of the Gator Bowl. And the part that sucks about all of this, look, I know those bowl games sometimes are brutal to watch. And like this game I'm going to watch only because it's the U, obviously. I got to watch everything that's University of Miami. I love the University of Miami. Good, bad, mediocre, whatever it is. But the sad part is that the people that run the bowl game, they're not going to get what they normally get, which the teams get there for the whole week. And they're part of festivities and all kinds of events and all of that their sponsors are involved in. So the sponsors are going to get cheated. The bowl game is going to get cheated. Fans that go to the bowl game for that week and they go for the events and they go to meet the players, they will get cheated. Some of these players that unfortunately end up with COVID, got to remember this, ladies and gentlemen. Don't be too insensitive about this. Okay? Maybe the kid that's a first round pick and he misses a game like this, it doesn't matter to him because, he's moving on to the pros. He's got a future and he's going to get drafted. So it sucks he doesn't get to play his last game, but he's got a future. Remember, 90-something% of the guys that are playing these bowl games will not have a professional career. So technically, this is the final game of their lives. And it could be the best game of their lives, this bowl game. So that's a sad part, too, for teams and players that have to miss all of this. It's kind of, this whole COVID thing, man. High schoolers. I mean, I think about this all the time. I'm so glad that I lived when I lived the 80s and I got to enjoy my lifestyle back in those days. I can't imagine because I had a blast in Hialeah High. I mean, I had too much fun. Okay. All right. Never really was in any kind of fights or delinquency or any kind of that, but I had fun. Okay. I'm just telling you, I had fun. I partied 10th, 11th, and 12th grade like it was college. That's the kind of partying that we did. Okay. But I think about this the last 2 years and these seniors that had to either not they couldn't be at class, they couldn't have their get-togethers, they couldn't party together, they couldn't go out anymore, they couldn't do a lot of things and experience their senior seasons the way you're supposed to experience it. Maybe not to the party extreme that I went to, but still, just the camaraderie, the friends, the going out, the whatever club you're part of, parties, all those kind of things that you do when you're in school and you only get to do it one freaking time, dude. You only get one prom. You only get, I don't even know if they do junior proms anymore. You only get one opportunity. You only get one senior season, senior year. And so you think about it, this COVID crap has ruined our careers, altered our careers, ruined our businesses, altered our lives. We've lost family members. We don't get to experience things the way we normally get to experience them. So when you're thinking about these bowl games and you're thinking about that it's not that big a deal, it's not to you. But to a lot of those kids, that's the pinnacle of their careers, man. You and I laugh at the Blue Bonnet Bowl or the City Furniture Bowl or the, Quaker State Bowl or whatever the hell. But for that kid at Appalachian State or at, Louisiana State or at Florida State or at Miami or whatever, and he's not an NFL draft pick, this might be, the Tony the Tiger Bowl might be the biggest moment in their careers. Just like senior year for us was our last year, and that was the last time that we were able to party with our friends and go out with our friends and whatever we were going to do with our friends. Sad, man. It's sad because everybody loses in all of this. There are no winners in none of this. So give it a little thought too, because it's kind of tough to think that these kids don't get to enjoy what, they've worked so hard to do. All righty. What else do we have here? Well, good luck to the Heat tonight against the Pistons. Let's hope they can get that win. Rosendo says Casablanca had some awesome actors. Bogart or Peter Lorre. Why are we talking Casablanca, Rosendo? Where's this conversation? I love going to the movie theaters, but haven't been in about 8 years. Man, 2 nights ago when I went to the Spider-Man thing, the crap almost hit the fan. Some people took somebody else's seats. And, oh, my God. I try to stay away from the theaters as much as possible. Just people are just a-holes. 360 says, I still say that if the voters know stars on a college team are opting out of a bowl game, that team should lose ranking. I agree, not to hurt your career, but the team isn't the same without them. Yeah, I know, but you can't do anything about that at that point. The whole team has earned the right to be there. I get you. I get it. But at that point, you can't be changing up bowl games and all that. You've already announced who they are a month and a half ago. They've all made the hotels and the flights and all that. It's not that easy, my man. You just can't switch teams like that. You can't move them around and stuff. Everybody's got to make, you announced the bowl games a month and a half ago. Remember, family members are also making plans to go with their kids and meet them there at those bowl games. When you go to the Senior Bowl, like I do every year, there's a ton of parents there for all the kids that are there already. All those kids that are headed to the NFL from the Senior Bowl, their parents are there at the games. They're there all week. So it affects a lot of people. That's what I was telling you, that, while it may not be important to you that this crappy bowl game or that crappy bowl game is out, it's affecting a lot of people that actually give a shit. Even if it doesn't matter to you in your world. You know what I'm saying? Chris M says, Spider-Man was incredible. It was solid. I liked it. I enjoyed it. I'm going to say it's the greatest movie of all time or anything like that. Big O, why is Tua the scapegoat? I don't know, bro. Can't answer that, dude. Can't figure it out. Dougie Fresh says, what was your high school drink? I'm guessing Moosehead or Mickey's Big Mouth. Please do not say Zima. No, no Zima. Back in the day, in high school, it was a Long Island iced tea. I had quite a bit of Long Island iced teas back in the day. In our senior year, I would not, kids, I'm not suggesting you do this at all. But Bill Preston and I, miss you, brother. Miss you. Love you, brother. God, can't believe he's gone. Anyway, Bill and I would get in my car and we would shoot from Hialeah down 49th Street over to, dude, what was the name of, there was the Hyatt is on the other side of 49th Street in the Palmetto. And there was a club downstairs. Rick's Bar? Was it called Rick's Bar? Am I right? Rick's Bar? Was that it? Hialeah, mid-'80s. We're talking 84, 85. The bar at the Hyatt in the bottom, was it called Rick's Bar? And so he and I would go in there and we would have a couple of Long Island iced teas and then go back to school. Again, kids, do not do this at home, okay? Do not attempt this stunt at home. You know how they say that? It's the 80s. It was a whole different lifestyle. It was a whole different world, okay? I'm not condoning it. I'm not telling you that to do it. I suggest you stay away from anything that I did in the 80s. It was called Rick's Bar, yes? Okay, Rick's Bar. So Bill and I would go to Rick's Bar, have a Long Island iced tea, and get back to the rest of the school day with our Ray-Bans on, our Tom Cruise Ray-Bans on in class. And the girls are like lifting up our glasses going, where were you for lunch? That kind of stuff. So, yeah. And it was yearbook I had right after lunch. So you know what I did, right? You had it was called the liquid lunch. So then you get back to school, and then you had yearbook. So what'd you do? You the bell rung, you grabbed your pass and you grabbed your camera and you just took off and you weren't in class for that next hour. So you were buzzing around school. Again, kids, do not try this. Do not attempt this stunt at home. I do not suggest it. In fact, it's really dumb. You should not do this. Okay? But that was a different life, a different world. Big O, could Revenge of the Nerds be made in this era? No. You can't do Revenge of the Nerds. You can't do All in the Family. You can't do the Jeffersons. There's no Red Fox. None of that goes on in today's world. None of it. Okay? Can't do it. Can't do it. Won't do it. No. Impossible. No. No. I don't smoke anymore. I'm tired of waking on the floor. No, please. It only makes me sneeze. Baby Snowman 3 says, Big O, love the show. Happy holidays. I have a funny feeling Flo won't be back next year, even though we're winning. Real people see the issues. He can't find an offensive staff that develops players. Well, we shall see. We shall see what we shall see. Tommy Mayer says, I went to my nephew's basketball game Tuesday night. I noticed they don't wear high tops anymore. They don't? God, I could not play basketball without high tops. I busted my ankle up so many times. Never broke it, but man, did I twist that thing up like crazy. So, all right, folks, we are out of here. We will see you tomorrow. We'll be at Hialeah Park tomorrow, okay? So if you want to come on out and check us out, we'll be at Hialeah Park having some fun. We will take your questions, your comments, all kinds of good stuff. We will see you tomorrow. We thank Sean Stanley, as always. Great stuff by him. We'll see you tomorrow, same time, same place, same bat channel. Hey, it's Big O. Protect your home the way we do with Sloman's Home Security, folks. And if you want some great news, how about this? A free doorbell camera. That's right. The first 40 Big O listeners who dial 1-800-ALARM-ME will get this limited time offer of a free doorbell camera that connects directly to your smartphone with installation of your Sloman's Shield. And that's not all, folks. Sloman's is going to give you a free customized home security system and professional installation when you use their low-cost central station monitoring. So you're getting an LED touchscreen pad, a motion detector, 3 arm doors, and backup battery. Plus, if you're one of the first 40 Big O listeners to call 1-800-ALARM-ME, you'll receive a free doorbell camera with the installation of your Sloman's Shield. Keep your family safe like we do here in the Alzigari family. Call 1-800-ALARM-ME. That's 1-800-ALARM-ME.